Well, he's got to be able to see what they're saying.
Decipher the doctors. Why do doctors hold your balls? Why do doctors hold your balls and say cough? Why do doctors hold guys' balls? Lots of people just get home, they're like, I don't know if what he did was legal. Let's just see. Lots of people are asking. Cough. Yep. It's legit. Why do doctors hold babies upside down? Why do doctors have you turn and cough? Why do doctors have pages? Why do doctors hate nurses? Why do doctors hate chiropractors? Why do doctors have long hours? Why do doctors have special license plates?
Do they? Maybe in America.
Why do doctors have to go to med school?
Oh my God. Someone Googled that.
One more.
W.
Why do doctors wear scrubs? Why do doctors write sloppy? Why do doctors write so messy? Why do doctors wear masks? Why do doctors want to induce labour? Why do doctors wait 8 weeks? That's just a general across the rule. If you're a doctor, you're like, cupcake. I'll wait 8 weeks.
Just give that 8
See
weeks
if I still want it. Why do doctors want to be doctors? Oh, deep. Why do doctors wash their hands? Why do doctors wear Crocs?
That's a good, very good point.
They are one of the few people that I will allow Crocs. Apparently, if you're standing all day, or like standing for an extended period of time doing your rounds, Crocs are quite comfortable.
You can put them in the wash when you get home. Wash other people's blood.
Wash
and
the blood
off
and
you,
spew and poos off you. Why do doctors wear white when they get dirty so much? Again, that's a phenomenal question.
You just bleach it then.
Keep nappy sand in business. Why do doctors wear those things around their necks? Well, that's called a stethoscope, and so it's on hand and it's easy to get. Annalise Bond suggested why do doctors today for Scattergoogles. If you would like to suggest the start of a question for Scattergoogles, please do so at our Facebook page.
Fletch and Vaugh on the Edge.
All right, it's time for our international podcast shout-outs, and I think today is it a special?
It is. It's a special. It's a USA special. That's British. This is not off to a strong start. In fact, there is a song we always play when we talk about the USA and its attitude to partying within its borders of its 52 states. I think it's only fair that we
I don't know what song you could possibly mean.
I am talking about a song from 2009 by the unofficial queen of them 52 states, ladies and gentlemen.
Right, okay, well, it is a USA special.
Leave it in the background as we begin this audio party in the USA. LAX with the dream and the cardigan. What? So, first of all, let's go to LAX. Kelly Mallop writes, Fletch, Vaughan and Megan, hello. My name is Kelly Mallopt. Never seen that name before. I'm 16 years old and I'd like to request an international podcast shout-out. I grew up in New Zealand, but last year moved to Hollywood to chase my dreams of becoming a singer. 16!
That's amazing.
Quite amazing. I'd like to send my love to my very special sisters, Nicole, and Kate. Yes, our father is so stupid that he named 2 of his daughters Nicole. What? Have you ever heard of that? It never occurred to me that anyone ever would name 2 of their kids.
Nicole, you're in bloody trouble tonight. Which one?
That's very
The one that crashed the car or the one that got pregnant to a gang member? Oh, I didn't know about the gang member. Now both of you in trouble. I was pretty much raised by my sisters, which you may remember. 2 of them are called Nicole. And I miss them so much living in LA. I grew up listening to the Edge radio station with my sisters and have spent a lot of time enjoying the podcast when our dad takes us on holidays. Do you reckon he's just got one passport for 2 Nicoles? Is that why?
Probably, yeah.
This man is a mystery. Now that we're all split up, it's nice knowing that we can all still, you know, like when you're overseas and you're missing a loved one and you're like, look at the moon, we're both looking at the same moon, and it's pretty romantic and shit. This, like, a podcast is that
version, right.
It's the audio version of them looking at the same moon. They talk on Skype and Viber. It's good to see Skypes being used to keep families in touch, not just perverts being in touch with themselves. My big sister Kate loves you, Megan.
Yay! Oh, that's sweet.
Big Nicole thinks she likes me the best. Big Nicole. And Fletch, little Nicole likes you.
Oh, okay.
So they've each got a
Spread it
favourite.
around the family.
And Kelly's kind of like even across the board.
Good. She doesn't have a favourite, but she said I am, but just not in front of you 2.
Oh.
But
so I'm winning.
She told me in
2-1.
private that I was her favourite.
Oh, this is what she does, Megan, but she means me. Yeah. It's like my mum, my brother.
This is why Dad named 2 of them Nicole. Dad, who's your favourite? Nicole's my favourite.
Oh my God, he's a genius.
And then he sits back and watch them fight, which Nicole's his favourite. Tell my sisters I miss them and want to visit home very soon from baby Kelly. She must be the youngest one of the family. That's just my detective skills at work there. The next on the International Podcast Shout-Out Special USA Edition. Party in the USA! Perfect timing. Laurie Barra says, hi Fletch, Sean and Megan, I'd love to request an International Podcast Shout-Out. My name is Laurie, or Laurie?
Laurie.
L-O-R-Y.
Okay.
Laurie. A few years ago, I found a long-lost cousin that I didn't know that I had that lives in Taranaki.
Oh.
Apparently, many generations ago, his family and my family were travelling by ship from Europe. His family got on the wrong ship and wound up in New Zealand while the others came to America.
Wow.
His name is Carl Burun, and he listens to your show. We're both Ricky Gervais fans, and he said you should listen to their podcast because Megan is pretty much the female Carl Pilkington. Compliments,
Not the first time I've heard that.
We've actually interviewed Carl Pilkington. We had his home number.
And we rang and Suzanne answered and it was amazing.
And we talked to him for like an hour. Mental.
It was crazy. She said, still not able to figure out if Megan's a genius or a special kind of genius. LOL! LOL, love you, Megan! That's in brackets. I live in LA, California, in Manhattan Beach to be exact, which is mentioned in the Beach Boys song Surfing USA, because they grew up around there.
Right.
So the Beach Boys are actually from a beach, because I always just thought, are they just trying to
In the
sound
city,
cool?
yeah.
Are they
Good
from
call.
a farm? Because farm boys wouldn't sound as cool. I've recruited many New Zealanders I've met to become LA Kings hockey fans, and they won the Stanley Cup last year, which is always weird because Los Angeles is never cold enough to play ice hockey outside like all these other famous ice hockey areas. My cousin Carl actually got me onto your podcasts, and a few other Americans as well, to listen to the Fletch, Vaugh and Megan Pilkington podcast. Sorry, Megan. I couldn't help myself. She's full of lols and tee-hees, this one. She said, I enjoy the accents and hearing how you pronounce words so differently from us. And we're not here to be laughed at for saying things funny.
Oh my God, you know the cars Nissans? They say Nissan over there.
And they say... What's the other car they say weird?
Honda?
Mazda? How do they say Mazda? And they say Mazda.
They say Mazda, yeah.
Mazda!
They're so weird, Americans.
Oh my God. And they call 1.6 centimetres an inch.
Crazy.
That's not right. That's not right conversion. 2.2 centimetres an inch. 1.6 kilometres, they call that a mile. That's so weird. And finally today, the last of the American International Podcast Shout-Out Special goes to Matt Lido. He said, thanks for giving me sun during my AP exam last week.
What's an AP? I'll Google.
AP exam. I'm also dedicating this shout-out to my cat Pounce in honor of Cat Fact of the Day, which merged cat news and Fact of the Day. Thanks from Florida in the USA. So he's from the other side and down the bottom.
Advanced placement exams are taken each May by students at participating American, Canadian and international educational institutions. So I guess it's like doing like university entrance, or is it? Or NCAA exams.
Maybe, right.
Yeah.
But then he's done it now, not in his...
Don't ask me, Matt. Just what Wikipedia
America,
said.
right? That's so funny how they do things differently to us. Reference earlier international podcast shout-out. If you would like an international podcast shout-out, don't be afraid to just bowl on up and ask for one at our Facebook page.
Now, there's 35 seconds left of this
I reckon
song.
we should just write it out. Enjoy the last... Because some have said the last 35 seconds are the best 35 seconds.
Do we really have to? Do we have to listen?
It's like, yeah. They're missing Vaughan moving his hips like, yeah.
I'm zoning. Mom in the Miley zone.
Yeah. It's a party in the USA. Yeah. It's a party in the USA.
That's a no from me. That was really pitchy. Really, sorry guys, but that's a no from all of us.
Me or Miley?
Both.
Oh.
No, you and Megan.
Oh, but Miley's in. Well, that's all
No,
that counts.
she's
As long as Miley's still with the chance to be number one, that's all I care about. I just wanted to succeed.
The Fletch and Vaugh Podcast.
Live from Sarah Jessica Parker's horse chin, just down the face from her horse mouth. It's Fletch and Vaughan's Desk of News.
Welcome to the Desk of News, March the 6th, 2013, my mother's birthday is today, so technically she's the woman responsible for all of this situation, so you can address any complaints to her in the future because I didn't ask to be born.
Fair enough.
Right, so a drought zone has been declared for pretty much the entire North Island. No one's exactly sure what it means for farmers. It's not like the government's going to be able to import some monsoon clouds made in China and drench the whole dry earth with sweet, precious H2O, but it's going to be really related to tax relief in some form or another for farmers. But I know who will know the exact details of it. That's Federated Farmers Chairman Bruce Wills, not to be confused with terrorist-killing alcoholic cop actor Bruce Willis. So Bruce Wills, it's officially a drought. What does this actually mean?
Yeah, listen, we don't take this, obviously we need to, yeah, it was, you know, we went in there with open, it's something that...
Okay, yeah. Bruce, look, yeah. You're obviously a bit excited about the drought declaration. You know, just take a deep breath and answer this question. It's a simple question. Does the drought declaration help farmers right at this moment?
I guess, you know, yeah, I guess, right. You know, and when farmers get some comfort, I guess, when...
Okay, I feel like we're getting somewhere now, Bruce. We're on a bit of a roll. Farmers get comfort. Okay, mate, one last question. What's next for farmers?
We just got our fingers crossed for rain. You just, we're counting our lucky stars.
Okay, great. Anybody any wiser than that?
No.
You count them stars, Bruce, like sheep when you're trying to sleep. Like 1 sheep, 2 sheep, 3 sheep. Actually, that's all we've got. We have to sell the rest. In other news, I have scientifically worked out that the Fijian accent is just a South African doing a bad Indian accent. Listen.
We need to formally establish the precise facts, and we are determined to do so.
See? Yes! It's just a South African pretending to be Indians with the facts.
Okay.
That's a fake. Meanwhile, in Mexico, John Key is trying to woo Mexican President Enrique Pena Nieto Iglesias. Let's listen into his wooing.
And we would very much welcome a visit by yourself to New Zealand if that fit in with your schedule at some point.
Okay, John, you're sounding a little bit borderline desperate. Careful how you end this. Remember, wooing. Wooing, not creeping. Wooing, not creeping.
So please feel free to come and visit New Zealand and
oh, you totally creeped it.
Oh, you did, yeah.
Now he's like, oh, he's a little bit clingy. While we're talking about John Key, let's ask him about this $400,000 payout for Leslie Longstone. John, first of all, why the job loss and then why the massive payout?
The relationship didn't work and the appointment fundamentally just didn't gel in the way we would like that. That was slightly disruptive.
I'm disruptive? I don't gel well with others. My relationships have been in the past mostly terrible. I want $400,000. And finally, in entertainment news today, Justin Bieber took to the stage in London 2 hours late and left 20,000 fans waiting. We hit the streets of London to see exactly what the fans were thinking.
I didn't even get to see him because I have to be back home and it takes like an hour to get home. The little girl in front of me fell fast asleep. Her dad took her home. People were booing. It was awful.
Totally and utterly disgusted. We were all fans and now we hate him.
Wait a minute. Why? Hold on. Because that to me sounded like a 30-year-old man.
Yeah. At least.
He's surprisingly not alone. Our very own Justin Bieber fan, Jeff Wilson. Do you remember him? Golden boy. He used to play a bit of cricket, bit of rugby. He's a big Justin Bieber fan. Are you angry at Bieber for being late, Jeff Wilson?
Is it wrong? No. Is it disappointing? I don't think so either.
Oh, he loves JB. He won't be swung. He will not be swung.
Today's episode of the Desk of News was brought to you by the winner of the first season of New Zealand's Next Top Model. You know,
The Fletch and Vaugh podcast.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the show, Fletch and Vaugh, 3 o'clock. Very soon.
Oh, we're going over to Takapunane.
We're going to the beach.
Going to the beach.
Let's go get away.
Hey.
So we've got Beach Bingo. Thanks to Grab Seat. If you want to register, 3:30. We're going to start at 4, and it's limited to 100 people. We've got the desk of news for you next. And news of, we talked, when, was it only a couple of days ago, about these mutant giant rats?
Giant animals, giant creatures.
There's been another one.
Mutants. Yeah, off our very own coast, a mutant has been discovered.
Fletch and Vaugh, The Edge.
Earlier in the week, we talked about monsters like mutant giant rats and spiders and insects and stuff that you've come across. We got sent this onto our Facebook page off our very own east coast of New Zealand. A man caught a 415 kg tuna.
Do you say tuna? Tuna.
I'd probably call it, get the hell out the way, if it was being hauled on.
The photo is of this guy on the boat lying next to it, and it dwarfs him.
It's monstrous. It's absolutely huge.
Like, how many tins of tuna could you get out of that thing?
Well, like the ones I eat are 85 grams.
Right.
And they said even when they gutted it, it was 365 kgs. So imagine just walking up with a tin, really, and just punching the tin in and then pulling out and be like, one. That's
because that's how they put tuna in a tin, eh?
Lots, yeah. I think so, is it not? I've seen the processing, but they reckon in Japan it'll be worth tens of thousands of dollars.
Really?
Yeah, of this one fish is worth tens of thousands of dollars. So Dan Walsh, if you know Dan Walsh, or the crew of the Carina B that were fishing off the east coast.
It's his shout tonight.
Definitely their shout. Definitely their shout.
Wow.
It is a crazy big fish.
Just as well they actually caught it, because otherwise it would have been like, it is so big.
And we would have been like, whatever.
Yeah, sure it was.
I reckon it would have been 415 kgs. Oh, bullshit, Dan, you talking rubbish.
But yeah, the proof's there, the photo's there, amazing photo. It's on our Facebook page and stuff as well, have the link.
$40,000 after processing costs.
It costs that much to process a fish.
No. They'll be left with $40,000.
Oh, right.
So whatever it costs, maybe like 1,000 or 2,000 or whatever.
Well, you got to send it to Asia, don't you? How are you going to get it there?
Well, it would need to be in ice, and couriers are quite expensive, but they do it on weight.
My post shop have got those wire bars. I don't think you'd be able to slide it through to
onto
them.
The scale.
You'd have to cut it up first.
Maybe push it through the wires. That would slice it into more convenient-sized courier packs.
The Fletch and Vaugh podcast.
Now, tomorrow, we're going to draw out the winner. This person will come to Auckland and spend, in one day, next Tuesday, $20,000. It's all thanks to Lotto Powerball's big $9 million weekend.
We've got some of the ideas that have come in from the website already, some really amazing ones. Someone wants to buy a herd of screaming goats. They're the latest thing.
Imagine all the YouTube videos you can make with those.
Yeah, you could actually just go out and sing with them, live duet.
Now, so the rules that we have, nothing sensible.
No.
You're not allowed to spend it all on a car. You're not allowed to pay off a debt. You've got to.
Someone wants to pay all of their rent for the year. That's unacceptable isn't it?
We won't.
Too sensible.
We'll rule that one out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you go online, you register, and you say what you would do.
Yeah.
And people have missed that point, and they've said, I'll just put it all into a term deposit.
To the person that wants to hire a hall and then turn on 8 candy floss machines spread around it and fill an entire community hall with candy floss, to you a tip of the hat, sir or madame. That is a fantastic idea.
I'm pretty sure that's why they built War Memorial Hall.
Yes, to be filled with candy floss.
Yeah.
That's how the veterans would have wanted things.
They would.
But I've got a massive email full of some amazing suggestions.
What are some other ones?
Somebody's kind of gone into a big how they'd spend their day.
Okay.
Somebody said I'd drop $100 on Dunkin' Donuts straight away. They're flying up from Wellington.
I was going to say, that's somebody that doesn't live in Auckland, because Wellington people go nuts for Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, and then they go to Wendy's for a huge feed. We don't have them in Wellington either. Then they buy a hot...
Revolve around food.
Pretty much. And then they want to buy a hot designer outfit on Queen Street. I'm guessing a couple of sizes larger than it would have been this morning. and then with the rest of the money, go to a tattoo shop and just be like, colour me in.
Colour me in? How much would that cost at a... Okay. Hey, we're not here to judge. It's your $20,000 if you win this.
Yeah. Like, are the lines there, though? Have they got something to stay inside, or are they just kind of like just started from scratch and doing some shaping?
Freehand.
Fletch and Vaugh, The Edge.
We're live at Takapunane Beach in Auckland for the second to last, the penultimate, I believe, Is that the right
No, I think
one?
you say penultimate.
Penultimate.
You don't say like the ultimate pen.
Penultimate.
Penultimate.
My ultimate felt tip pen of Beach Bingo here at Takapunane. Now, as usual, we have return flights thanks to Grab a Seat. The big prize as well, the flights to Hawaii, which we give away after we finish up in Christchurch.
Everybody that comes down and plays any of our Beach Bingos goes in the draw for that one.
But we put together a prize pool and, you know, a lot of cash, CDs, giveaways. And Rob the banker has outdone himself today. In fact, we're both a little embarrassed by this, Vaughan.
Explain to us, what is in this box in front of us?
Are you embarrassed because the prizes are so awesome? Is that what it is?
I'm embarrassed by I can't live up to this.
This is a Wii Sports Resort pack, so it's a Wii console.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
I've got a couple of questions.
Okay, this is our issue. This is our issue.
Yeah.
At second hand.
Yeah, it's got some tape and some scratches on it, and there's a couple of chords missing, but it's still...
That can't be given away.
Yeah, it can. We don't want it to be sitting under my desk for like 2 years.
Yeah, because it doesn't have chords. That's why it hasn't been given away previously. It doesn't have chords.
Yeah, well, it's all right, though. Someone want it.
Would you pull this sort of shenanigans to JJ Feeney?
In fact, JJ would never give that away.
JJ, she would not. Because you know what?
Well,
the other thing about it says on the outside that this is a Wii. The black one's sort of a second generation Wii.
Yeah.
And then if you open it up and pull it out, someone has taken the second generation black Wii out and replaced it with a first generation white Nintendo
Yeah, it's a white one. But they're still good, though. The first...
They were good in 2008.
This is a fast way to end up on consumer program Fair Go, Rob.
But we're not lying about it. I'm telling people that shit.
I mean, we could probably get out of it.
Now, we've got a couple of big prizes to give away. Well, one big package of prizes and one embarrassing prize, which Rob the banker insists that we give away.
I've just talked to the people at Takapunane Beach about this.
Yep.
They laughed. I think they thought we were joking.
They do think we're joking.
About the
but it's a second-hand Wii. I don't know how this... Marty from The Night Show, would you even give this away on your show?
Probably. We'll give away anything.
Well, I just want to say that if anyone's going to represent the company on Fair Go when this turns rubbish, it's Rob the banker. Rob...
You just bloody give away what I tell you to give away, all right? Because
We've been told.
All right, Takapuna Beach, who's excited about winning a second-hand Nintendo Wii with cords missing?
You've got to admit that's some pretty exciting people.
Who is number 91? Number 91. Don't remain silent. He's coming.
Oh, there he is.
Now, this looks like the sort of man that would enjoy a Nintendo Wii with some cords missing.
Do you want to ask him if he'll enjoy it?
Yeah, now, I don't know if you know what you've won, but you've won this Nintendo Wii with cords missing.
Oh, what is that?
Oh, whereabouts are you from?
I'm from Spain.
From Spain?
That is state-of-the-art entertainment, my friend.
They don't even have those in Spain.
That is working order.
That is so
working.
Good.
Congratulations.
No one tell him in English how to contact any sort of consumer affairs group.
Okay, yes.
If he asks. Okay,
oh, he's so happy.
He's so happy. Yay. Yay! I am so glad.
That could not have worked out better, Megan.
I'm just embarrassed that we're giving away something that no one in the office wanted.
We're just wrapping up, doing some tidying up here at Takapuna Beach.
Just it should be noted that the law and order enforcement officer was enjoying one of the Kit Kat mint fingers.
Was he?
He was really. I don't know if that's a sort of a uniform snack of choice of the New Zealand Police Force, but that's the sort of, encouragement we should be. They need to energise.
They do. In fact, we've just witnessed the police, like a little kind of a swoop.
Yeah, they drove in. They didn't have the lights going, which was, can I be honest, disappointing.
Parked on a yellow line too.
Oh,
which, by the way, Megan got a ticket today for $80 or $90.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, if it's good enough for me to get a ticket, it's good enough for them too.
I think if your car's got lights on the roof, you're allowed.
Okay.
That's your general
Is that what I'm
ambulance, your
missing?
firefighters, you're allowed to park on double yellows.
Megan's MX-5 doesn't actually have a roof.
Let alone lights on the roof. But yeah, they pulled in and they kind of were like, there he is. And there was like a little bit of a walk over to a park bench. This guy's Mr. Cool. He's chilling out, max and relaxing all cool. Probably been shooting some b-ball, presumably outside of the school. Yeah, and then a couple of guys, they've been up to no good. Him. And the police, he didn't notice the police were here until they tapped him on the shoulder and he spun around like, hey man, and then just like, oh no.
Oh, he missed his chance to run.
Yeah. But then I don't know what happened because they don't seem to have.
I think he was just
maced
maybe
him in the face or tasing him, bro.
No, just got a friendly kind of a warning, I think.
Fletch and Vaugh on the edge.
I heard someone earlier today at a food outlet use the word sandwich. And at the time I laughed. Yeah, just
want a sandwich.
Just a sandwich, thanks. No, that's how they said it. They were like, oh, they were ordering, and they were like, what do you want? She was like, oh yeah, a coffee to go and just a sandwich, thanks.
Well,
and it made me laugh because it was a fully grown woman using a child's word. Sandwich. That's when you're a kid, you're like, Mum, can I have a sandwich?
Yep.
She's like, what do you want on your sandwich? Because your mum always, she doesn't correct you, but she says it right, so you'll try to be cool like mum and say it properly. Sandwich, I want some ham on my sandwich and some cheese on my sandwich. Yeah, but she was a fully grown woman using a child's word. And then Fletch does this a little bit.
Oh.
With his jammies.
There, I do have jammies. They're pretty cute jammies. I was with you when I bought them, wasn't I?
Yeah, I don't call them jammies, I call them Jim Jams.
Jim Jams, but did you call them that when you were a kid?
Well, I'm sorry,
I
don't, at my house, my own house, say, I'm going to put on my pajamas now.
I'm just going to put my foot into my pajama pants
and retire to the study.
Oh, you're going to the study? I was going to go to the den. Or that's we're going to play Monopoly.
And
or are we playing Cluedo? Is that Cluedo, the board game?
Don't say the den, because that sounds dodgy, doesn't it? People that have dens. You have a study.
It doesn't?
A den, yeah, it does.
Doesn't sound dodgy.
It does. It sounds like...
No wonder no one ever wants to look at my den.
Joseph, it's a bit Joseph. Is that the guy's name? The Austrian dude?
Oh, Joseph Fritzl.
Fritzl, yeah.
Joseph Werner Schnitzel. Yeah. He loved the den and meat coated in breadcrumbs and then fried. Schnitzel. I was wondering on 0800 The Edge, or you can text message into the studio or contact us any way you want to, really. If you've got a particular child's word you still use in your adult life. Right. Like the woman who asked for a sandwich.
I still use dippies for my slippers. Dippies? It was like the long one.
When would you ever call them dippies?
No, my mum calls them dipperdops. When I was little, she's like, put your dipperdops on, and then we just shortened it to dippies.
That is so
put
cute.
Your dippies on.
That is so cute, but you should grow up.
Oh, dippies have said in the kids' voice, yeah, because like slippers.
Put your dippies on.
Yeah, but dippily dopplies, what did she call them?
Dipperdops.
Dippies.
That's so much cuter than slippers. Put your slippers on.
Was that like this? All right, kids, Mum and Dad are going out. Put on your dippy. Oh, wow. I've lost a little bit of faith, but in my head, these people walk around and this is all they say. Now, everyone's only texting in like one or two words that they use, and they're not words that they'd use all the time, but in my head, when you say, for example, when you say... nannies instead of I'm going to bed, I'm going to nannies.
I say nannies.
Yeah. Or nuns.
Nuns.
I'm real terrorist, I need nuns. Oh my god, this is how I talk.
Rewind 10 minutes ago where Fletch was like, well, bloody, I don't talk like that, mate.
I don't use any of these words.
Bloody, I don't talk like a bloody kid, you idiot. Bloody kids.
I'm real terrorist, I need nuns. Stop picking on me, I need nuns.
Yeah.
God, I'm ridiculous cute.
Another one.
The insight into what Fletch is like.
We want to know what kids' words you're still using. Someone says, my mother, who's approaching her 50s, still says liquid instead of licorice.
Does she have a list, or she just...
Oh, wow, that's a possibility that we hadn't taken into account. The hickety-ups instead of hiccups.
That is cute.
In my family, we'll never refer to animals based on this on their name, just the sound they make. Like, we're like, oh, look, a paddock of moo-moos. Or like, oh, look at the little woofie. Oh, that's another one. Let's go.
You say that too.
That's a little woofie. And that's wow, you've got AIDS.
Oh, God, stop it.
My wife has always just said to my sons as they get up to go to bed, make sure you go wee-wees before you go to bed. They're old enough now where they're like, God, I took a piss before, Mum. But she's still every time. Yeah. But then that's cute. If your mum stopped doing that, you'd kind of miss it.
Yeah. All right, 0800 The Edge. Erin, what about you?
Oh, my God, it's a tragic one.
Okay.
You know that thing at the back of your throat, that ball thing?
Yeah.
I think it's called an epiglottis or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't know what it was, and some of them always used to call it the courage hangy ball. And it was just like a made-up word, and I never knew any different until, like a few years ago, and I'd be calling it a courage hangy ball, and everybody would just laugh at me.
Because of
hangy ball.
A courage hangy ball.
Yeah, a courage hangy ball.
Because of Courage the Cowardly Dog.
I have no idea. I have no idea, but I've had a hard time ever since.
Okay, so you're not in the medical profession or anything? We shouldn't be worried?
No.
Oh, good, okay.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, it's bad news about Timmy. His courage hangy ball's fallen off and gone down his throat hole.
All right, hey, wait there, and we'll hook up with a little something, Erin. 0800 Ed Jacinta, what do you call the remote?
The remote, a moat, and my 2-year-old son does the same.
A moat?
Yeah.
Pass
the
moat.
Bubba, tar the moat. And it'll be like, a moat, a mummy, and he'll bring me the remote.
That's really good.
That is pretty good.
That's really good.
Thanks, you called us into 0800 Ed Honey. What does your family call spaghetti?
Basketti.
Oh, wow.
Basketti, that's pretty cute.
Bit of a classic.
So if you had to pick up a couple of cans, they'd say, can you pick up some basketti?
Yeah, like...
Biscotti.
If I rang someone at the supermarket right now, they'd probably be like, what do you want? And I'll say spaghetti, and I'll be like,
oh,
what?
yeah.
0800 The Edge. Taylor, what kids word do you still use?
My parents, when I was younger, my parents used to refer to the motorbike as motorbike, but I could never say motor, so it ended up became waka, so I used to say waka bike instead of motorbike.
And so still to this day, do you call motorbikes waka bikes?
I do, even though I can say motorbike, just to please my parents, I would still say waka bike every time a motorbike would go by.
Oh, because they still like that. It's pretty cute.
Yes, but my boyfriend thinks I'm a dick.
Oh, I know. I share your pain. I share your pain.
I tend not to use it anymore, but I used to till about maybe 6 months ago.
Oh, hey, don't let him change who you are. He knew what he was getting into.
Don't go changing
just to please him. You keep on saying walk bike.
But it is pretty embarrassing because it sounds like I'm referring to a boat.
But yeah. It's like the...
Well, like a jet ski would be a walker bike, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But it's like that woman today, she said it in public and Vaugh overheard her. Savage.
Yeah, come on, savage. Some other text messages in. I still see nanny instead of banana. Another one of Fletch.
Nannies.
Yeah, I just need a little nanny.
Not helping. Have I shortened everything?
I say thank you instead of thank you. Always have. I think I always will.
Thanks.
Thank you. Willie, still just use Willie. Even as a growing man, I'll refer as to it as my Willie. A jumperline. Have you heard of a
jumperline?
Instead of a trampoline. Well, it's a jumperline. Hospital is still called Hoppitail. Just because Hospital. Hospital in an ambulance. My mate still says bot instead of bottle.
Oh.
Bottle. Well, that's what honestly what kids, when they want a bottle, they're like, bot.
That's what's weird, though, when you're asking for, like, a beer and you're like, pass me the bot.
Oh, mate, a couple of Lion Reds over there. Chuck us a bot. Somebody said, well, I've never heard anybody else do it, but when we were kids, we always called farts bunnies. And lots of that sort of thing have been coming in.
Why would you call them bunnies?
Some woman, somebody said our manager at work calls them windy pops, and she had to send written email about someone who had a nasty case of it, and she was just like, if you do have the windy pops, just so in a professional email use windy pops.
That's cute.
Strawberries referred to as stwabs
or torbies.
Torbies. Oh, that's another one of Fletcher's.
Torbies. My boyfriend calls his man bits a doodle. Yep. The perils of dating a younger man. Hey, Megan. We still call a rhinoceros a rhinosaurus. Ice cream, I came.
Oh,
I came. That's a pretty cute one. Have a drink instead of a drink.
What's this fruit that I'm holding up, Megan?
A peachy.
And what else is a peachy in your?
It's what my mum called girls' privates. I hate it when people are like, it's a peachy colour. I'm like, well, it's not. Yuck.
Is that why?
I don't know. She just always called it that. Now I can't handle that word. It's creepy.
That's why I'm not allowed to eat peaches in the studio either. I have to go out of the room.
More of a nectarine man myself. Somebody said pooter instead of computer.
Yep.
What do you call these little things in the corner of your eye? You know when you wake up and you've got a little bit of...
Sleep areas. What? I don't know.
The dust,
corner
the gunk.
of your eye.
Well, no, you get the gunk in your eye.
Yeah, sleep. You call it sleep.
Yeah, somebody said they call it sleep. Somebody else called it winkies. Pash. That's not a... I always say that. Like, that's the New Zealand version for Frenching, eh?
Yeah, or like, don't Americans say making out?
Yeah, making out, or he Frenched her. which sounds really yuck. It's like,
Yeah.
We just say pash. Did you pash her?
Did you pash her? Cuggles instead
Instead of what, cuddles?
Yeah. This is holiday. Wheeze. That's a good one. I like that one. Someone said, you say it all the time, Vaugh. And I was like, yeah, well, it's a nice, clean way of saying urinate.
Fletch and Vaugh on the edge.
Quite a day for social media interaction today. Fletch, hold on, I'm going to read exactly what he said because he was pretty excited. And to be honest, I would have been too.
Would you be? Because this is
yeah.
I think this is quite a big
very
deal.
cool.
I'm pretty excited. So I was watching the cricket this morning before work, and you know the Black Caps. Hey Megan.
No, don't tune out because when he said excitement, it doesn't end with the cricket.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah. So no, we're doing really well.
Yeah.
We're doing really well, and we're like
okay.
winning at the moment, even though it's day one.
Oh, I can see why you're surprised and excited by that.
Hey,
it doesn't happen often.
Anyway, I saw a tweet from Stephen Fry. You know, the actor and comedian.
Yeah.
Legendary.
Very funny, very clever.
Yes.
Horrifically articulate man.
Yes. And he was talking about the cricket because, you know, we're playing England. And I tweeted him back because, you know, he's recently in New Zealand for The Hobbit filming for a while. And I said, who are you supporting? Because, you know, you're practically a New Zealander now. Didn't expect... Got a reply.
A personal mention.
Got an at mention from Stephen Fry.
Wow.
And I was like, oh. And not only that, Megan,
the reply from Stephen, this is how it reads. At Carl Fletcher. Tough call. I'm loving the sound of the Kiwi accent, making me miss the land of the long cloud. Missed out white.
I know, but I think he's on a
140 limit, character limit.
Take a word out.
But I have to support England. Wink face. He took out long white cloud so he could deliver you a wink face.
I got a wink face.
That's pretty
From
cute.
Stephen Fry.
Pretty exciting.
That is pretty cool.
I tweeted back Baby Spice the other day. She didn't tweet me back.
Oh.
I hate that.
Really? Because you think she'd almost be doing personal replies
what's she
now.
got to do?
No, she's like a judge on some like dancing on the ice or something, isn't she?
Have we run out of places to dance on? Ballroom dancing.
Did you see the British talent, the celebrity diving one?
Yeah, that's
Splash.
That's huge overseas at the moment.
You could break your neck.
Yeah, they do. They belly flop.
They end up going off the 10-metre board. Like when you get down to the... And these old, like, 60-year-old ex-Coronation Street women are up there, and they're like, oh, I don't want to do it. And they're like, push you off. Flailing wildly, flipping, and then boom! And they're like, hit the water.
2.
Yeah. And then, yeah, that's the thing. They chuck the 60-year-old woman 10 metres to a possible death, and then they're like, 1. Give her a 10.
Sounds amazing.
Oh, it's called Splash. I think it started in the Netherlands, and it's in Australia. It's going to be.
Is it?
But yeah, apparently it could come here as well. Could you imagine ex-All Blacks and Shortland Street Stars doing it?
See, the people that go on the shows are always... Because if they're like ex-All Blacks or whatever, they're just like not doing the training anymore, but they're still eating like they're on tour. And so they blow out. And then they lose all the weight over the course of the dancing show or whatever. Jumping off a diving board's pretty serious shit, man. I did it once. I landed on my back and I thought I was going to drown.
The Fletch and Vaugh podcast.
Fact of the day,
Today's fact of the day relates. Look, hey, everybody, look if you can, if you're not in like a prison or something. Look in the sky. See that big ball of gas burning millions of miles away? The sun, yes, that's right. Yep, I forgot its name for a minute. Thanks for filling me in there. Every day, the sun evaporates 1 trillion tons of water from Earth. Every day, the sun evaporates 1 trillion tons of water.
What's funny, Megan?
No, it just the tumbleweed after you said it.
Well, I like to thought it was a tumbleweed, and as the tumbleweed rolled through, even the tumbleweed was like, interesting.
You were just waiting for
It's like, obviously, the tumbleweed is very dry here because the sun has evaporated all of it. Interesting fact, I'm a tumbleweed.
I was just like waiting for a response.
No, but I need that to be put into a measurement I can understand.
Same.
Because if you had said to me, like, it was 100 million trillion bottles of water, 2-litre bottles of water, then that's doable.
Or like, diving pools or something.
Okay. You know, a 1-litre milk bottle?
Yep.
1,000 of those is a ton.
Yep.
So imagine 1,000 of those tied together.
Yep.
Now 1 trillion of those.
I can't, but see, again, I don't know how big that would be.
Okay.
Like, would that actually block out the sun? It probably would.
What if? That many bottles?
Yeah.
don't know if there are that many bottles. Because that would be 1,000 trillion. Because there's 1,000 of them.
Yeah, right.
I don't even know what's a trillion. A billion billion.
And then I need you to tell me how much water there is like in all the oceans around the world.
Okay, let me
tell
how many zeros? Let's just simply start with how many zeros are in a trillion.
10. 7.
Okay, 9.
9.
14.
9, I'm saying. Just because.
How many? How many?
A million is 6 zeros.
Yep.
A billion is 9 zeros. A trillion is 12 zeros.
Yes, that's what I said, 12. You can go over the audio. I pretty much listed every number up to 14.
So 1,000 is 3 more zeros. So that's a quadrillion. That's what that is then. A quadrillion tons of water. Isn't that water going? Hey, rain down on us. We need some.
We do.
Said the North Island of New Zealand. Thank you. That'd be much appreciated. So stop your dehydrating. So today's fact of the day is every day the sun evaporates about 1 trillion tons of water.
This Saturday on the Fun Channel, we have some brand new music.
I'm sorry. Oh my God, I'm so sorry about that.
Fact of the day.
Fletch and Vaugh, The Edge.
Mom, can we play Scatter-Go-Go's?
What? No! Goodness me! Wait, what did you say?
Can we play Scatter-Go-Go's?
Oh, Scatter-Googles! I thought you said, can we turn the lounge into a freestyle motocross track for the ride-on lawnmower? Of course you can play Scatter-Googles. It's fun for the whole family.
All right, today's Scatter-Googles, a suggestion that came to us on our Facebook page.
Anushka Newmans. Anushka Newmans writes, can I hire? What a great question. I'm very much looking forward to rolling the Scatter-Googles.
I hope Scatter-Googles Doctor is one of them, because yes, you can at your supermarket.
Well, would that be a good one? Because you know the answer to it. Okay. I hope Rub Doctor doesn't come up. Sure. So much so. All right, Megan, roll us a goodie.
Hey.
Sweet roll. Can I hire an illegal immigrant? Can I hire, starting off strong, can I hire a flash mob? Can I hire a hacker? Not like a Mary hacker, like a computer hacker. Can I hire a collection agency? Can I hire a car if I'm under 21? Can I hire a car at 20? Can I hire a car and take it to France?
Can you drive your girlfriend's car if you're not insured for it?
Oh, only an idiot would. Especially if they didn't have previous experience in a manual.
We're not looking at Megan.
Can I hire a clown? Can I hire a classic car? Can I hire a foreign worker? Can I hire a felon? Can I hire a Ferrari? Can I hire a family member? Can I hire an intern? Can I hire an assassin? Can I hire an extreme couponer? Can I hire a killer?
Oh, one of those people that always coupon.
To coupon on your behalf. Would that be one?
Oh, I guess.
They'd have to be really couponing to make it worthwhile their hire. Can I hire a killer? Can I hire a Kindle? Can I hire a Kango?
Can I hire a killer?
Yeah, to kill someone, I think. S. Can I hire S? Can I hire someone to find me a job? Can I hire someone to fix my credit? Someone to hack a password? Someone to do my homework? Can I hire SAG actors? That's Screen Actors Guild.
Actors Guild, yeah.
Can I hire someone to do my laundry? Someone to drive my rental car? Someone to find me an apartment?
Oh, wouldn't that be good?
Yeah, to find you an apartment. Yeah. And someone to drive your rental car would be good too. You hire them along with the car so that you don't have to drive if you can't drive. Can I hire someone to find my cat? Can I hire someone to put together my furniture? Can I hire someone to Pinterest?
One more.
T. Can I hire the Secret Service? Can I hire the Property Brothers? Can I hire the Dan Band? The Dan Band were the band of Wedding Crashers, weren't they?
Yep, they were.
Can I hire the Dog Whisperer? Can I hire the Dan Band for my wedding? Can I hire the Batmobile? Can I hire the Wipeout course?
Oh my God!
That would be amazing. Just imagine a stag do at the Wipeout course and people are shooting paintballs at you while you're trying to do the Wipeout.
The people would end up getting broken necks.
Yeah. Can I hire tanks? Can I hire 2 lawyers? Can I hire 2 real estate agents? That is from Anushka Newmans, and the suggestion was, can I hire? And that's how you play Scatter-Googles. If you'd like to make a suggestion, please do so at our Facebook page.
The Fletch and Vaugh Podcast.
Okay, Jennifer Lopez singing Miley Cyrus. Okay, here we go.
Okay, that's the, yeah. Fantastic. Wait.
Barnes says, hi guys, I missed my international podcast shout-out for my birthday, but you didn't do it. You were having good times in Wellington and... Oh, no.
Yeah, I saw you breathe. You cheater.
There was no way I could do that in one breath. She said, I know you were having good times in Wellington, but you missed my birthday podcast shout-out.
Well, we didn't do one, did we, on
No,
Friday?
I know, but I've got a list. And I would have gone over it on either the Monday, but I can't remember if I did, and now I've forgotten it, and I feel terrible. So to back it up, put the thing down, flip it and reverse it. Her birthday was on Monday the 4th, and I don't want to leave her waiting. I don't like to leave women disappointed. Which, if you know of my sexual prowess, you know I'm joking because...
They are often disappointed.
It's
You take your pants off and they're disappointed.
It's the sprints at the Olympics. It's all over in 10 seconds, and it's all about who gets gold. So Jackie Barnes, happy birthday for Monday. I'm so sorry, Mister. Now, next up, Gav Downey says, guys, I'm a fan of the show, and, you know, I've always wanted an international podcast shout-out, but I live in New Zealand, and you can see my quandary.
It is. It's a conundrum.
He says, however, from Wednesday, March the 6th, which is yesterday, to the following Thursday, March the 14th, I'm going to be in Adelaide with my family.
Australia?
So I'd like an international podcast shout-out.
He has really got into that loophole, hasn't he?
He's put his fingers right and pulled it wide open and climbed through it. He said he's going with his family to WOMAD, which stands for World of Music and Dance. As a Taranaki native, Fletch, you'll be aware that WOMAD's a very popular festival.
I think it's there next weekend. He could have just gone to the one in New Zealand.
Oh, but then he couldn't have got an international podcast shout-out. He said it's an awesome festival that happens annually. I'd like to get a shout-out for me, my sister Alika, and my mother Kushla.
Oh,
now, those are two great WOMAD names.
House bus or house?
Gav, Alika, and Kushla. Probably hire a motorhome.
I'd say
maybe one of those wicked campers.
Yep.
Gav sleeps under the camper because he's the youngest one. He's a little bit adventurous like that.
Yep.
He has to keep an eye on the fire point to make sure no one steals those of the devil sticks.
And the wild snakes and wall-off.
So, yeah, that is a specifically timed international podcast. Shout out for you, Gav.
Have a great time, Gav.
Well played, my friend. Next on international podcast shout-outs is somebody who says they are gutted. They missed the international podcast shout-outs. The American version we did yesterday. You'll be familiar that we did it yesterday. Well, Abby Elizabeth de Groot says, I'm totes upset that I missed the international podcast USA special. So if we're going to just have a bit of Miley for
okay, sure.
One more there. She said, you're right about the Yanks saying things in a strange way. My GPS, for example, will say turn right in 3/10 of a mile. What is
Don't
that?
they have that on these signs as well? They're
They do.
They have fractions.
Well, they have 3/4 miles, yeah.
But 3/10, 3/4 or half or a quarter, that's an acceptable fraction, but 3/10, no, 3/10. Okay.
Do I merge now?
Over the 10. Is that heaps? Is it not?
Should I be in the right lane now?
Surely there's a smaller way. Surely the sign could be just a little bit further down the road and have 1/3.
Yeah.
Or, you know, instead of 3/10.
God, America.
What's a mile in kilometres? It's bad enough trying to drive on the other side of the road, but trying to do maths as well, my God.
Or add texting and adding a burrito.
Yeah.
It is very hard to drive in America.
How everybody does it in America, and you're driving a large pickup truck. She said, Megan, you should come and drive in New Jersey if you think you're a good parallel parker. People are crazy, and they won't let you parallel park. They just hoot and toot and beep and swear.
How rude.
At you. She said, the other thing they say weird, the other car thing they say weird is they say Subaru. That's the one I was trying to think of yesterday. Remember how you said it's Nissan?
Yep.
They say Subaru. Subaru.
Don't they say Subaru?
Subaru.
And we say Subaru.
Subaru. But then Australians say Subaru.
Oh.
Subaru.
We're right.
Can't remember.
So now you're not a you.
So she said it'd be awesome if you could just tag on a little bit of a shout-out to all us New Zealand au pairs trying to live the dream in York. That's like a live-in nanny sort of thing.
Good work. Have fun.
It's French for
You could go to the M&M store in Times Square.
Yes.
And get someone a present that isn't us.
Personalised M&Ms would be a heartfelt gift to give good friends.
Which Megan did not get us.
But that's all right.
Maybe you should take that as a hint.
Oh, she said, please and thanks, Abby and Sophie, the two poor au pairs, wanted to escape to Cancun like everybody else is doing. Because you see the snowstorm that hit New York and Washington and the East Coast and Chicago, and that got a bit smashed. Yep. Cancun would be lovely. P.S. Here's a squirrel. She had pictures of a squirrel.
Cute.
She knows the way to our heart with cute woodland mammals. Those are today's international podcast shout-outs. If you would like one, you can hit us up on our Facebook page.
We should probably start paying Miley royalties for all the times we use this song.
I just send Miley a $80 cash check every month.
Do you?
Just sort of keep her on my side.
Okay, good.
Let me get away with a few things that maybe perhaps I wouldn't if I wasn't paying.
The Fletch and Vaughan podcast.
Live from an elevator in a really tall building. And I just pressed all the buttons before I got off. Have fun stopping on all 23 floors. It's Fletch and Vaughan's Desk of News.
Welcome to the Desk of News, March the 7th, 2013. Do you remember in 2011 when every Tom, Dick and Harry Styles with a laser pointer was pointing them at planes coming into land?
Yes.
Helicopters hovering?
Yes.
And boats and trains?
Yes.
And train drivers were like, I don't know where they're shining into my eyes. I'm on a rail. I can't do anything. Well, perhaps New Zealand's most prolific case ended today, the case of O'Hare Knight and Spears. Which sounds far more sinister than a laser pointer case, if you ask me. It sounds like some crazy financial crime that crippled the world's economy. But it wasn't. It was just some shitbag drunk under 18-year-olds shining at a helicopter. Well, the case lasted nearly 2 years, and today they were sentenced to community work for their efforts. Wilhelmina Shrimpton has more from the lawyers outside the courtroom.
Outside court, O'Hare Knight's lawyer, Rosemary Thompson, said he's happy with the sentence.
And it's been a long, nearly 2 years, this journey, and he's just pleased it's over.
A stance echoed by the 21-year-old.
No, it's over. Sweet.
It's over.
Yep.
Sweet. It's not exactly an echo of what the lawyer said.
No.
An echo is supposed to just be a little bit quieter, repeat the same thing back to you and sound further away. But imagine if echo started just being a stupid, more mumbly version of what you said.
Yeah.
So you could yell out, I find what you're saying offensive and somewhat a waste of my time, you buffoon! And you hear back, oh, shut up, Dick. That could happen. It's happening in my head right now. And in other news happening in my head, John Key has continued on his Latin country tour with a stop and chat in Colombia.
I have wanted to come to Colombia for a long period of time. I've heard great things about your nation.
Yeah, back in the 90s when I was only worth $20 million, I used to snort cocaine and say, this is delicious, where's it from? And they'd say Colombia, and I'd say, wasn't that high-end strivel we saw at lunchtime from Colombia too? And they'd say, yes, the cocaine was delivered here up her butt. Oh, delightful. From delightful to, oh, delightful. I lodged a complaint with the Labour Party this week so that MP Clayton Cosgrove, well, first of all, his name would be easier to say, but also he'd stop sending me dirty photos via email. You've heard from the powers that be, Clayton. You've heard from them?
Well, I've now received a letter that says, quote unquote, it's not appropriate.
No, it was not appropriate at all. Did they list the reasons I gave Clayton?
Well, there are 389 million reasons.
Okay, I only gave 4. So I'm guessing there must have been some other people on the blind CC list on that.
Yeah.
Email went out to a lot of people with the junk. Now it's over, though. Rest easy, everybody. Hey, remember those protesters that were camping in the cities, the centres of major New Zealand cities, protesting corporate wealth and shitting in the daffodil beds and just getting drunk and playing with fire poi?
Yep.
Well, the heavy-handed nature of which they were evicted by the council ended up going to court, and a judge today did find it a little heavy-handed. Veteran protester Penny Bright was all like, see, told you, you guys were way too rough. And then went on about how much the court battle had cost the council.
God knows how much this has cost Auckland Council citizens and ratepayers. You know, hello.
I'd say it probably cost about the same as the grass we had to replace that your tents ruined, the mess you left, the disruption you caused, and cleaning up the caca on the concrete. But that's just a conservative guess. And finally, today in cricket news, cricket reached new levels of excitement yesterday when rain cancelled the day's play. Apparently today we're doing okay, but back to being pretty boring. What I want to know is how our cricket reporter Willie Nichols spent his day in Dunedin with the day off due to rain.
A day of moisture and sweating under the covers, combined with another heavy overcast morning, should make for a paradise. Also, the loss of a day is a nice stopgap if things do go awry.
I don't even know what that last bit meant, but the moisture and the sweating under the covers and more this morning, that's my boy!
Today's episode of the Desk of News was brought to you by those annoying family stickers on the back of people's cars. Way to show off that you've got a big family and a dog while I'm all alone.
That was another Fletch and Vaughan podcast. Join them live from 3 p.m. daily. Visit their page at theedge.com. The Fletch and Vaughan Podcast.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the show, Fletch and Vaughan.
Tennis elbow's playing up a little bit. I just noticed I got a sore elbow before. That'll be all my tennis.
When's the last time you played tennis?
2007, but it was a pretty intense game. I actually hurt my back so badly playing that game of tennis in 2007. I had to go get an ACC. I had to go and get physio and stuff. No, I had to hurt it. I was like, game of tennis. And now you always feel like you should say car accident or got smashed. No, I just got a little bit vigorous with my forehand. And oh, well.
All right, we've got the desk of news coming up for you soon. And we've had thousands and thousands of entries to spend next Tuesday. $20,000 in one day thanks to Lotto Powerball. If you've entered and you've told us how you want to blow this money in one day, we could be calling you soon to say that you're going to be going crazy with $20,000. And, you know, I'd just like to think that seeing as we're, you know, drawing you out and calling you,
that's only fair.
We should at least get, I don't know,
half,
three quarters.
We'll go four ways. You have a quarter.
I was going to say a box of Rose's chocolates.
Oh.
Fletch and Vaughan, The Edge.
Final Destination, those awful movies, have made anything happen. It's whenever anyone sees a logging truck, they're like, Final Destination. Whenever a piece of glass falls, people are like, Final Destination.
Whenever a spoon falls into my incinerator, Final Destination.
What happened on the... Because, you know, I've never seen one, so...
Haven't you?
Nah.
Not one at all?
No, roller coasters. People are like, I don't want to go on that.
How come you've never seen one? You always watch really bad horror and bad movies.
I don't know, but I've seen bits and pieces of one, like the glass falling on the guy. I've seen that. Right. What one was that?
I know... I can't remember. I know someone gets stuck in a tanning booth.
That's right. They do not. What, does it cook them like a roast pork?
Yeah.
Oh,
they can't get out.
I got scared going over the harbour bridge after that one where the bridge collapses.
A bridge collapses?
Yeah.
Final Destination.
That's nothing to do with fate. That's horrifically poor civil engineering.
It is, yes.
Someone should be held accountable.
Yeah.
Well, there's been a Final Destination moment in Auckland. Downtown Auckland, Queen Street.
Yep.
You know, busy. It's the most expensive one on the Monopoly board, so you know it's expensive. You know it's busy. A giant pane of glass just fell out of a window at 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Which building?
It's the SAP building. Does that mean anything to you? On the corner of Wyndham and Queen Street.
Yes,
I know there's a photo of it, and I definitely know the one because it's a massive. It's got a huge glass outside.
It's got like a Kathmandu under it.
Yeah, there's a Kathmandu right by the side there.
And so a massive pane. How many stories did it fall? Do you have that info?
Well, no, I'm just looking here. Oh, it fell from right up the top there. Because one of the ones is broken and then one of the ones is just falling straight out. So I don't know.
Well, was it an office worker where they just like rolling on their chair and they just kind of pulled themselves in and just put their foot through the window?
Or just like done, because it might have been a half-day Friday.
Yep.
Done for the day. Bang. Push their chair back and then... Oh, no, actually, I left 10 minutes ago. But yeah, Final Destination moment.
So, has anyone?
That's the amazing thing. On crowded, busy Queen Street. Crowded, busy Queen Street.
Crowded, busy Queen Street.
Crowded, busy Queen Street. And no one was hurt. And that's new today.
That is a Final Destination moment.
Yeah, it is.
If you were just meters away from that, you'd be like, oh, when's my actual final moment?
If you saw that and now you're on the road listening going, I did see that, and you're behind a logging truck, don't go over a bridge.
Final Destination.
Or if you're on your way to a tanning... what are some other ones? What happened to the spoon? Did someone put their hand in it?
Oh, somebody got stuck in their incinerator, yeah.
Don't play with any tools.
How did they climb in their incinerator?
They put their hand in.
But then that would have only chewed their fingers.
Oh, I can't remember what happened. I think the place was on fire as well.
Did the spoon shoot out and stab them in the head?
I can't remember. I mean, these are great movies, obviously.
They sound. They won Oscars, eh? Didn't they clean up in like 2009? Was it 2009?
Yeah, Best Picture.
Best Picture.
Clean slate.
That guy that he did Best Director. The fork that shot out of the incinerator was the Best Supporting Actor.
Fletch and Vaughan, The Edge.
There's a new police initiative, and they've always done it. But if you acquire anything, commodities, goods or services, houses, cars, anything you bought with your drug money, pretty much.
What if I brought a giant aquarium for my house?
They'd sell
Could they
it.
take that? Okay.
Yep, they'd come in. Well, did you buy the house with drug money?
Yes.
They'd just have the whole house then. They'd leave the
Okay.
giant aquarium as it is and list it as a feature
Right.
worth purchase on the trade me auction.
So they basically, if you're a criminal, they lock you up, and then they'll just sell everything that you made
They
with
use
your
their
money.
savvy police accountants to prove that you purchased a house or a car or anything
Okay.
with drug money, and then they're like, yoink, ours now.
Well, I guess that makes sense, doesn't it? Fair enough, fair enough.
Well, there's a term for it, but shit, I didn't go to law school for all that long. 3.5 years, in case you're wondering. Almost qualified, thinking about getting back into it.
Yeah, right. You were just there for the hot brainy people.
Oh,
eh?
yeah. And I was a Stotts correspondence course, actually. I signed up with the back of the TV guide. But in the last couple of days, I've taken back, what was in the news, $57 million, I think I heard, in the last few days. It's like a record for how much money they've got back off specific people they've proven.
We're in the wrong business.
Which business should we be in?
Drug business,
No, because
obviously.
then we get all our stuff taken off.
Oh, yeah, right.
We don't have any stuff now.
Right,
Which
okay.
is ending up in the same position as the people who did the drugs have had it taken off them. But
Yeah.
they had it.
But
and it's
they're
better to have had and then to have had it repossessed.
But we have our freedom. They're in prison.
That's right. Yeah.
Sharing
And
a cell.
That's right. And when we hear like a group of motorbikes, it's probably not the Hells Angels coming to kick the shit out of us.
It's just some old baby boomers going for a ride on their Harleys.
And we can go, that looks bloody nice actually.
Good on them.
One day.
Good on
That's what we
them.
say to ourselves. One day. But these things are getting, now they have to sell them. So I'm guessing there's going to be these they destroy them as luxurious cars, lifestyle blocks. Some guy bought a farm. One of these drug dealers bought a farm.
Okay, could you imagine your parents selling up their farm and then buying a farm that used to be owned by, I don't know, a drug cartel?
That's
and then
the thing.
They're just lounging around watching Coro Street after dinner.
Yeah.
And criminals just drive up the drive.
Spring comes around and marijuana plants are like popping up in the veggie garden. But yeah, that's a thing. It's they're purchasing something with a history now.
Yeah,
like you buy the car, and maybe that became well known that was the drug dude's car. So you come out one day and it's had the windows bashed on it because they saw it and they're just like, that's the family of the drug dude.
This kind of thing isn't really that new because for a long time they've done police auctions, haven't they? And I've never gone to one, but I've heard stories like when they get all this property, the stolen goods, and they either can't find the owners or it's been written off because of insurance, they just sell it. And there is some amazing stuff.
We went to a police auction many moons ago, and there was a Subaru, and it was quite cheap. And we were like, it was like a nice Subaru, Impreza or something.
Did it go?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We
good.
didn't drive it or nothing, and you're about to find out why. The back seat was different to the front seats, and I said, what's the difference? Have they changed the front seats? And they had to legally tell you why it's for sale. And they said, no, they had to rip the back seat out because it was soaked in blood. A guy was shot in the back seat of this car, and the guy, so they sold the police.
Could you not have just
the police
chucked in a Glade thing in the air vent?
Get a
and
rug
just put a rug over the seat.
Well, put one of those family picnic blankets.
Good as new. Good as
but
new.
Yeah, that would be you'd be driving around, being like, oh, I got this pretty cheap. What's it? Smells like someone's had the heater on. Smells like someone's left mints in the sun. Oh no, that is the remnants of the murdered person in the back seat of this car that I'm now driving around.
Wow.
But isn't it? Yes. So that's you've got to, and you hear about people who get phone numbers.
Yep.
They moved to a country. My sister-in-law, for example, moved to Australia, and she started getting quite abusive phone calls for someone who wanted Nutsy. That was his name. And it was an old drug dude's phone, but he'd gone to prison and they'd relisted his number because they had cancelled his plan. Imagine that just on the way to prison. Shit, I forgot to cancel my plan. Hello, yeah, oh look, I'm about to go to prison. Is there any way I could get out of my 24-month contract a little bit early?
They wouldn't, eh?
They wouldn't. You'd have to work for 2 cents an hour all day, every day to pay you. So I was wondering on 0800 the Edge, you can text into the studio, maybe we might be struggling to find people who have things with a criminal past. Somebody said we moved into a house. We were like, this house is so lovely. It was clean. It had all modern amenities. We found out that it had been a ladies of the night den. A den. To call back earlier in the week, you said that the word den sounded dodgy. This was a den.
It was a den.
For ladies of the eve.
Wow.
And we would still, for months after we first moved in, get frequent gentlemen callers To the point where one of them actually re-knocked on the door and asked if we knew the new address of the place. Where they'd moved to.
Okay.
So that's they bought a house east of their brothel. My mate bought a Mercedes for $30,000. Many months later, a Russian came up to him at VTNZ when he was getting a warrant and said, I need to take care of this car. And then the car was taken by a Russian.
But if a Russian came up to you and was like, I need to take care of this guy.
Take the car.
You'd be like,
I'd actually try to do a little wheeze in my pants. And just give him the keys and say, okay.
I'd be really confused. I'd be like, I just don't think it's going to get a warrant though. You'll need to check the indicators. It don't work here. Take it then.
There was probably like, I imagine he ripped open the door panels and it was just stuffed full of cocaine and guns.
Yeah, and then his mate was like, I wonder why I got really excited when I turned on the aircon.
We are driving places! 0800 the edge, Sarah. What happened? Your family bought a house in Australia, and then what happened?
Yeah, a few months after they'd moved in, my auntie got a phone call from the police saying, oh yeah, we're just stopped surveilling your house now, we're taking down all the cameras because this house used to be like a drug dealer's house or something like that.
Okay, so they had to come in and take away all the cameras that they'd secretly put in the house.
Yeah, I guess so.
So they gave 2 months of seeing you all shower and walk around the house nude and then decided it was a good idea to take out the cameras.
That is actually a great idea.
That's a great idea / inappropriate.
Because imagine if you just saw a house on an open home, and you went and put cameras in it, and then when the people move in, they're settled in for a couple of months. You get all the footage you need from them, and then you ring them up. You're like, "Hi, we're the police. The people who lived in the house before you were suspicious. We had hidden cameras inside." Who's going to question that? They just
You have a sick and twisted mind, hey?
Oh, it's just entrepreneurial, I think I like to call it.
0800 Edge, Krista, you brought a laptop, and then what happened?
Oh yeah, I bought a laptop on Trade Me about a year ago, and it was really cheap. It was like over half price, brand new and everything.
Ding, 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 ding. Yep.
And I was like, okay, so I bought it, and then it was really good, and everything was working fine. And on the barcode on the box, it said it was like over double the price. I was like, that's a bit weird.
Yeah.
And then a few weeks later, my mum got a call from the police saying, do you have a laptop, like the brand it was, I can't remember.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, it's been stolen. It's a stolen laptop. It's stolen property.
So did they track it, like when you connected it to the internet, that sort of set off a little bit of an alarm bell somewhere and they tracked it down?
I'm not sure. They just asked me to take lots of photos of it and of the barcode and of the box and everything.
So did you have to give it back or did you lose out?
No, I didn't have to give it back, so it was a great deal for me.
Some text messages in though, quite a few. Liam, this is pretty cute. When I was 16 years old, I bought this motorbike for $60, and it was a real mean deal, and I was riding it down the road, and my neighbour ran out and started yelling, that's my bike! Where'd you get that from? And the person had stolen their bike and then sold it to Liam on the way past. That's quick criminal, eh? That's
entrepreneurial.
Like, $60, bam, bam. My parents bought a $700,000 house. Later they investigated why it seemed cheap. At the time for the area and stuff that it was in. Well, after some investigation, they found out that it was previously involved in a drug raid. It had $1 million of pee in it when the police raided it and $100,000 cash in the garage roof.
Wow.
That's a pretty cool story because
And I love that they don't tell you that they made pee in it.
They don't have to unless you ask. It's like if you're going to rent a flat, you ask if it's had any.
Yeah, because Brad from the Night Show, he didn't find out he was living in a pee flat until after.
Yeah, and he said to them, why don't you tell me? And the person said, oh, we don't have to tell you unless you ask. So always ask.
Top guy, though, like really cared about people.
Yeah, didn't care if people paying the rent and paying off his client's mortgage were getting some sort of long-term inhalation issue from the residue of methamphetamine manufacture. Some other text messages, and my auntie actually bought the Siege bought the Siege house on Napier Hill. We yarn Mullen bloody set up camp. That would be a crazy house to own because that was a pretty full-on, wasn't it? It's a bit of but I know it's burnt down, but imagine if someone had bought the Bain house. I know. Like that got burnt down pretty quickly. But
No one would they?
it was a pretty like
Yeah.
if it like the photos you see and stuff, it was like a hoarder's junky shithole. But it was actually quite an amazing house, a very big house.
Like the photos
Probably sort of lived in the caravan at the back. Robin Bay. Some other text message that's not inappropriate because he did. He lived in the caravan. He did. I don't know if they were. That's actually factual. That's not speculation. That's not breaching any sort of. My mum was married to a guy, I guess, for 15 years. We only just found out about his marijuana business in the last year. He had large warehouses in Auckland full of hydroponic units. We should have guessed. He told us he was a painter who was just doing really well in the painting industry. He had bikes, cars. When he got caught, he lost everything. 3 houses, 10 cars, bikes, and only got Home D. Sometimes we drove past the houses that he lost, and he said, that's one of the houses that the drug lord that your grandma was married to lost when he got caught to the police. Don't do drugs. Ultimate lesson for the kids.
Wow.
You could have a nice house like that. It'll be taken off if you don't do drugs.
Nice. 0800 Leeds Peter, when did you end up with something with a criminal past?
I was working in a joinery shop, and this guy came up to me and goes, mate, I got this phone. I was like, jeepers, that's one of those Nokia colour screens. I'd love that phone. He goes, how about this? $20. $20.
Oh.
And I've gone, boom, it is on.
Peter.
So I handed him my $20, and he just given it the sweet, good deal. Righto. Where's the charger? No, don't worry about that. You don't need that.
just grab a new one. I've lost it. Yeah, Peter.
What year was this though?
This was back in the day when Nokia was, top stuff.
Because I was like, you've been ripped off, mate. $20 you're paying way too much for a colour screen Nokia in 2013. But I'm glad to hear this was a decade ago, at least.
This was when I was a young college boy.
So, but $20, even back in like when Nokia's just came out with colour screens, that was still a pretty good deal. You should have known that was hot property.
Oh, I was just excited to play Snake and colour screens.
Oh, weren't we all?
Who knew that Snake was green after all?
Exactly. Hey, Peter, wait there, mate. We'll hook you up with our must-have DVD of the week, Walk on the Wild Side, Series 1.
Cheers, guys.
A couple of text messages to finish off. Somebody said, I was wakeboarding on my new wakeboard, and I was like, I love this wakeboard, it was cheap, it was great.
Yeah.
A guy, literally the boat pulled up alongside us, and this other guy wakeboarding looked at my board and was like, that's my custom-made board.
You can't really argue with that, custom-made.
Yeah, and it was his. He said it turned out this guy had it stolen off him, but they would been driving around the lake. Everyone that was wakeboarding, they'd pull up alongside and be like, nah, not my board, go on.
But they tracked it back.
Eventually found him. Someone said bought a TV off trade. They went to pick it up. The guy opened the garage roller door and it was just like packed with stolen stuff. TVs and boxes, stereos, all sorts of things, computers. Somebody said we work with diggers and bulldozers in a construction company, and someone was selling a digger online, and they said, you can only see photos, but it was really, really cheap.
Yeah.
And the guy said, yeah, okay, look, this sounds legit, we'll buy it, and then rung the police, because, it had obviously been stolen off somebody else. And the guy said he organised a time and a place to meet this guy to buy the digger. The guy drove there on the digger, and he'd freshly stolen it. He said, I'll meet you here. Yeah. And then he stole the digger and drove it 1.5 km to their meeting point. It was like, money.
Wow.
And then the cops were there and everything, and the guy got arrested.
Fletch and Vaugh on the edge.
A Hamilton lady. She's been named, we can say.
Yeah, she has. But because
when you said it rang a real bell with me.
This is what Vaughan does. When someone's from Hamilton or from Morrinsville, who
no,
are they? What school did they go to? Oh, what's
How old are they?
Do you have brothers, sisters? Oh, yeah. You think you know everyone from Hamilton? It's a big
it's
place.
not. Well, it's not really. Most of the time, I do know them.
Oh, yeah,
or know of them.
Julie's brother.
Yeah. Steve. See? Yeah. I know Steve.
You do.
It's play croquet with Steve's cousin.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
That's how Hamilton works. Nikki.
Let's just leave it at Nikki, because I think she's been a bit hard done by. She's only having a laugh. She's only having some fun. We've all done this.
I'm always grabbing at policemen's genitals.
Sure.
That's what she did. That's what she got in Trish. What woman thinks that? No, because is it the stripper culture that's done this? The women now see a police officer, and because strippers often come dressed as police officers,
right?
In my limited experience with male strippers,
do you think hens parties are to blame?
Yes. And they're
I've never even done that on a hen's party.
Okay, so let's set the scene. She's at an Irish bar.
Yeah.
She's 36 years old, this woman.
She's had a Guinness or two.
It's midnight, and this policeman walks through the bar to check their license, or I don't know, just make sure no one's underage.
Yep.
Exactly. And she groped the officer, cupping his area down there, if you like.
His junk.
Now, apparently her lawyer said that she didn't realise it was a policeman because she'd been doing it to guys all night.
Oh,
Is that a defence?
I think that's known as the digging yourself out of a hole defence.
Right.
To be fair, she'd been grabbing at guys' junk all night, Your Honour. She'd had 15 Bacardi breezes. She was well on her way to spewing all over herself and passing out on the side of Hood Street. So let's just, we've all done it. Look, I'll do it to you, Your Honour. Look, I'm not even drunk and I've just grabbed your genitals and you're a judge and I'm a lawyer. So that just proves it can happen to anybody. But what did she get? What's
60 hours. That's a lot, eh?
Doing what?
Community service, like painting fences, I guess.
Oh, okay.
There's a maximum sentence. She could have done 2 years prison. That's the maximum sentence.
Is it what? Is it essentially assault?
Well, yeah, I guess it is, yeah. Because he wasn't asking for it, was he? She just came
no,
up and
he
grabbed
was. He
him.
walked in looking all sexy in that outfit, if you ask me, Your Honour. He was asking. Stop dressing like you're asking for it.
Those police
cops.
pants.
Those are bad pants,
They are
eh?
horrible pants.
I can't even think what they're
Could you wear your own blue
They're
pants
those
if you're a
dark
policeman?
blue,
Yeah, they're not very flattering.
No,
Vaughan.
especially not on women.
Do they get walking shorts?
No, Australian policemen do.
They get walking shorts.
Yep. They get a cap and walking shorts, and we have to go.
Say it again, describe it again.
They get a cap and some walking shorts.
One more time, describe to me what they are
This is
asking for it.
insane.
Stop dressing like you're asking for it. Coppers and I won't be groping you. A little bit of a toes on the old... Get you going.
Right. Don't worry about you.
Don't worry about me. Worry about yourself. I'm all right. I'm all right raping cops. I'll do it all day long. I've got no problem with gummy.
Well, there you go. So you've I guess you've all been warned. If you're drunk in a bar and a policeman walks through, that's what you get for groping a policeman.
I'd even say if one turns up to a hen's night, confirm that it's not an actual policeman before groping.
Well, yeah, but maybe don't grope them because they also might not want to be groped. Although they are stripping at a hen's night.
They are asking for it.
Megan, on International Women's Day, you say something like that.
The Fletch and Vaugh podcast.
What's that? You guys want to talk about sexy science? Okay. If we must. A comet is going to be visible from New Zealand skies this weekend.
Is this like...
What's a comet? Is that like a... What do I have to look for? Is that a flaming one?
Flaming one.
No, you're the science guy.
I'm not a scientist. I just like sciencey space things.
So this isn't it's not an
Across the
asteroid.
sky.
It's not going to... Because, what was it a few weeks ago? There was that one that came close to Earth.
Yeah, they missed us, but we didn't see it till it was too late anyway.
And nobody thought too much of it. And then that thing in Russia happened, and they're like, holy shit.
That was a tiny one.
Yeah, exactly.
They want to really make a bang.
What was that? An asteroid that hit in Russia?
Yeah, or a meteoroid. This one's kind of doing a loop. But anyway, if you miss it, it's not the end of the world. It'll be back in 110,000 years.
Oh, sweet.
So, yeah, if we stay around, but apparently this year's a really good year for these sorts of things. Like towards the end of the year, for like 3 months, there's going to be a comet visible in the sky.
Who gets excited about these, except for you?
I've got a, what are they called? A telescope. I've got a telescope in the ceiling, and I was made to put it away because I made it a feature piece in the lounge.
Oh, mate, are you a 50-year-old man?
Megan has a point, Vaughan, because this is pretty...
I would really love to go to that the Mount John Observatory.
Where's that?
That's down by the place with the dog, the steel dog by the church.
Tekapo.
Boom. Tekapo. Yeah.
Okay.
And Tekapo, it's like you're not allowed to have outside lights.
Why not?
They just point up.
What about those? Because we've got security lights have a motion sensor.
No, you've got to have them. They've got to be pointed down and have because that's considered light pollution, and that's like one of the darkest places on Earth. That's habitable.
Can they tell me what to do?
Yep.
Are they my mum?
They're just up on the hill and they just shoot your lights with their BB gun otherwise and turn them off. But yeah, apparently later in the year, well, this one's going to be good to see, but later in the year there's going to be a massive one.
Right. So is it just full of this town? Is it just people like you who are like, oh, I'm never going to see that again for another 1,000 years?
It's the Mackenzie country, isn't it? I think they just...
Right.
Sheep sheep, quite a bit
Big
of sheep.
lake.
Around there, there's a lake. Probably do some lake stuff. But yeah, the Mount John Observatory by it is amazing. It's one of the best places in the world.
So you still
To
told
see
me
the
what
sort
I
of
have to look for. It's a big flaming thing.
Yeah, just a star with a bit of a tail.
What happens if it goes past and it's daytime?
Well, no, it's not going to be like, yeah, I'm gone. It's miles away and it's going slowly. It goes around the sun. So
Can we
just
see
keep
it
an eye on
without a telescope?
Yeah, this one you will be able to see on Sunday.
Okay.
Apparently is going to be the best day. And the southern night sky hopefully clear because you can't see it through clouds. And it's going to be visible then.
It's pretty sexy. I do like it when you talk about astronomy.
Can you text me, remind me, be like, look out your window.
I will look for it, and if I see it, I'll text you, be like,
Okay.
yeah, but then I'll be like,
that's the thing,
it's
people always
north,
like-
and you'll be like, which way is that?
Look out for the fancy thing happening in the sky, blah, blah, blah. And then I always look and I don't see anything, so
It's like, you know what doesn't look like a pot? The pot.
it does look like a pot.
It doesn't look like a pot. Do you think it looks like a pot? Do you know
He
what
doesn't
I'm
even
saying?
know what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah, the star.
The star thing.
No, not really.
It does. It's like a little pot and it's got a handle.
No, but is that the shopping trolley?
Yes.
It's more of a shopping
It
trolley.
does look more like a large
It's not
shopping
a pot.
trolley.
It's not a pot.
It does have, but
If
does it
I-
have wheels? It's a shopping trolley that someone has taken home and cut the wheels off.
And put in a creek.
Yes.
They've just dumped it in a creek.
It's a creek-based space shopping trolley. So this Sunday is going to be the best time to look into the sky.
This is great. I really hope we get a feature out of this. Vaughan does astronomy.
And then
you say test cricket's boring.
No, but at least this thing's doing something.
He's got a point there.
Fletch and Vaugh on the edge.
Fact of the day.
Oh my God, that was great sound effect.
I thought it was Velcro, but that's actually sort of thick tape.
I had no idea what was happening.
Today's fact of the day is related to numbers and letters.
Okay.
If you were to spell out every number starting with 1, so 1. O-N-E.
Yep.
What? O-E-E?
No, O-N-E.
No, she did say N.
Don't make me sound like to be a retard.
And then 2. T-W-O.
Yep.
And then 3.
T-H-R-E-E.
Yep. And you did that up, and you just kept writing it. You would not see the letter A until you reached 1,000.
That would be great for detentions. At school, eh?
You'd never write the letter A until you got to 1,000.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Megan's just testing your theory. Like,
Are you going to go all the way to 1,000?
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Oh. That's really weird.
And your head just still counting it. That's really weird. Just trying to
37, 38, 39.
Because when you get to 100, it's just 100 and then repeating
100 and yeah. Stop, Megan. I think we can trust Vaughan on this
I
one.
don't know if I believe you.
where is there an 8?
It's crazy.
I read this 20 minutes ago and did this all in my head. For the last 20 minutes, I'm like,
Just pluck one out. 742.
No, not there. You won't find an A until you get to 1,000. Okay. So today's fact of the day is if you were to spell out every number starting from 1, O-N-E, you wouldn't see the letter A until you reached 1,000. Fact of the day, That's coming out of your wages.
Fletch and Vaugh on the edge.
Mom, can we play Scatter-Googles?
What? No! Goodness me! Wait, what did you say?
Can we play Scatter-Googles?
Oh, Scatter-Googles! I thought you said can we test our homemade jetpack using the family Chihuahua as a pilot? Of course you can play Scatter-Googles! That's fun for the whole family!
Yeah!
Scatter-Googles! All right, today's Scatter-Googles is actually a suggestion from one of our own.
Yes, Megan Sellers, aged 43, writes to the show and says, my idea for Scatter-Googles is how much does it cost to... ...
Yeah.
When did this happen? Because I remember you saying it. We wrote it down and then we thought we'd do
I
that.
don't know,
and then
sometime during the week.
Sometime.
Yeah.
I think she was
shopping
online
online.
shopping at work. So how much does it cost to is typed into Google. We will now roll the dice and see what letter we put in.
Oh, that was an
G.
average roll. I'm just...
I hit the paper and the sound didn't really travel.
Yeah, it didn't resonate.
Okay, work on that, Megan. It's
Okay.
your one job here.
Sorry.
Gee, how much does it cost to get a divorce in New Zealand? How much does it cost to get your Lunas? How much does it cost to get a New Zealand passport? How much does it cost to go to Auckland Zoo? How much does it cost to get your ears pierced in New Zealand? I think that's sort of a floating situation, isn't it? It's no hard
Just
to
get it done but there's people that do it in the back of vans and markets.
Some people just do it yourself, bit of ice.
Boil a needle, put a potato behind your ear and just go,
oh, no.
How much does it cost to get a car painted? How much does it cost to get a bracelet engraved? How much does it cost to get a boob job? How much does it cost to get a book published? How much does it cost to get a business license, to get a bachelor's degree, to get a bartending license, to get a background check? How much does it cost to get a barrel threaded? Is that a gun thing?
No. I don't
know. Should have. Right. How much does it cost to get a birth certificate? How much does it cost to get a birthmark removed? Can you even get birthmarks removed?
How do they do that? It'd be like laser treatment, wouldn't it?
And slowly, over many sessions, I think they take the colour out of it. Roll us another one, Megan.
Yeah, that was better.
That's good. Ow. How much does it cost to live in London? How much does it cost to lower a car? I can't do it yourself, bro. Just chop the springs hard out. Who cares, Got a tuck up.
Did you see all the people on the news the other weekend? I think the police set up a checkpoint at the drags in Mary, and all these people have registered their cars as tractors.
So they didn't have to have suspension in them?
Well, no, so they didn't have to pay as much rego.
Oh, because I know that people do these weird things to get around paying rego. Like you can register it as a classic car that's in the middle of renovation, but it's like a 2007 Mitsubishi Evo or something.
But they all had lowered cars and they were just laughing, even though they were getting fines and everything. I was like, okay, amazing.
Tractors. If I was the police, I'd say, okay, here's a paddock, here's a plough. If it's a tractor, plough this field. And if you can, I won't fine you. Just to watch people try. How much does it cost to live in New York? How much does it cost to live in New Zealand? How much does it cost to lay vinyl flooring? How much does it cost to launch a satellite? Googled by a possible North Korean terrorist. How much does it cost to laminate? How much does it cost to launch a space shuttle? How much does it cost to line a chimney? How much does it cost to lay carpet? Lower a car? How much does it cost to look after a dog? One more letter.
One more.
Final Scattergoogles letter for the day. N.
Banana.
How much does it cost to neuter a dog? How much does it cost to neuter a cat? How much does it cost to name a star? How much does it cost to name a bowl game? What's that? How much does it cost to narrow a rear end?
Just go to the like gym. Your own bum? Or like, is it a car thing?
I don't know. But yeah, if you want to narrow your own, squat. Oh my God.
Feel the desk.
Squats are where it's at. If you want a nice round
butthole.
Don't say until your butthole opens.
Squat till the butthole says, whoop. Imagine your butthole's just going, whoop. You know that movement your mouth does?
Yep.
And your butt's going,
yep.
Whoop. Whoop. Whoop.
Check the def, bro. Check the def.
That is the most retarded thing.
Hey, buns of steel, Megan.
Dip it low, dip it low. Is your butt saying woo? No, it's not.
Woo.
Then when you get a hot butt, your butt's going woo. 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 How much where were we up to? How much does it cost to nickel plate a pistol? How much does it cost to name a street? How much does it cost to neuter a rabbit? How much does it cost to name change on a passport? That is Scatter Googles today. And remember, when you're dipping it low, go till your butt says, whoa.
Fletch and Vaugh on the Edge.
Time now for our international podcast shout-outs.
Date-specific podcast shout-outs. Up and out your yingy holes today. International podcast shout-out. Let's start with this one. It's pretty special, I think. Aidan Hamilton says, Kia ora, boys. And tēnā koe to the wahine.
Megan.
He said, I've always wanted to get one of these since you started doing international podcast shout-outs. I like to think that I'm different and I'm going to think a little bit outside the box. And I'd like to request one for Friday the 8th. What do you know? What do you know? I said it's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
He said, my mum went to England years ago and came back with me. My biological father still lives there. I share some of his DNA, so technically English of origin. It's my birthday. Am I getting any closer to finding a loophole for an international podcast show?
Oh, no. I don't know if we should open the floodgates to halfies, hot halfies, like myself, who's part English, just exploiting such a loophole.
Okay, well, let it be said that Fletch didn't want to exploit this, as I veto his rights and say, because Aidan says, on this day, my birthday, I'll be turning 20, and something amazing about this is that at the age of 6, I was diagnosed with a brain tumour, and I would never see anything above 10.
Oh, he pulled out the sympathy card.
He did. I pre-read this, so I knew it was coming. But Fletch, Fletch had no idea.
Wow,
Now
I
who
just
looks
said
like the
no to
bad
somebody
guy?
that had a, what was it?
Brain tumor.
A brain tumor at the age of 6. And he was never expected to live past, the doctor said he didn't have much of a chance.
Oh, I'm going to hell now for that.
He was one of the canteen kids, and one of his fellow friends who commented on the post, Paige Whitting, said, I want in on this, wishing him a happy birthday. I think she's got international ties as well. So
That is neat.
We've made an exemption. 20 years old today, and that's 14 years past his expiry date. If he was yogurt, you wouldn't eat him. But he's a fully functioning 20-year-old male who survived a brain tumor at the age of 6. So
It could be whiskey or something.
yes,
There you
or
go.
like a fine wheel of blue cheese.
Yeah.
Great with walnuts and a bit of bacon and salad.
And
and a
pears.
pears.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Delicious.
So happy birthday to Aidan, who has been a regular contributor to the Facebook page and Twitter and everything.
Who we've just now compared to cheese on a salad.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Blue cheese. The stinkiest of cheeses.
Well,
So happy birthday.
I think loophole exploited.
Yeah.
For him only.
And to Paige Whitting as well, who opted in on that. Pete Woosley is next. He says, Dear Fletch the handsome, Vaughan the charming, and Megan the other one. Toots babes! That's what he says. I'd like to request an international podcast shout out for the 9th of March, which is tomorrow, which is not only my 19th birthday, but exactly a year since I first started listening to your podcasts. I'd give someone else a podcast shout out, but I'm the only listener I know, and every time I mention the word podcast to my friends, they switch off.
What? Megan's trying to say something to me.
No, it's...
Come on, you can say it.
Because I just saw her counting her fingers.
Yeah, why were you counting?
You
How
think
old
your
is he?
mate's 19?
Yeah, I was just telling Fletch that he was 19.
Oh, is that within your guys' age? That's your target demo.
Megan, don't
That's the Fletch and Megan target demo, 19. You are now within the demo, Pete. Prepare to be touched.
Thank you for...
Prepare to be cougared.
Come on, Megan, keep it serious.
Well, that's why I was trying to mime it to you.
Oh, I can't work. I'm not a lip reader or a sign writer.
Oh, yeah.
Sign writer?
Sign language.
Sign, it doesn't make sound like, I should know. I tell you, I couldn't put that sign up because I'm not a sign writer. Pete lives in England, and he said, I listen to the podcast, but also a couple of times due to my horrifically poor sleeping habits, I've been awake at 2 a.m. when it comes on live. Anyway,
okay.
I come from Portadown in Northern Ireland, so he probably celebrating his birthday with a Guinness and a homemade explosive. I'll give you some interesting facts about the place, but it's nothing short of a shithole, so there really aren't any. He said, I really enjoy Megan's dice rolling skills on Scattergoogles. He said an extra element has been added to the feature.
Yeah.
Speaking of a suggestion, speaking of which, I have a suggestion of Should It Hurt When?
That's a good one.
So you
email. Can you email that to me, Megan?
You write that down. Stop being lazy.
Well, no, because it's got to be in my inbox, otherwise it doesn't count.
Well, I'm sorry, Pete. We'll never be doing that as Scattergoogles because Fletch is too lazy, even though it was your birthday. and
Megan's emailing me now.
That's both people who have had international podcast shout-outs that you have gone against today. You might remember Aidan earlier, and now Pete. Should it hurt when? And from
Did Pete have a brain tumor when he was 6?
No, he's actually international, so no loophole required. Emma Williams is next. She said, could I possibly get a birthday shout-out for my friend /workmate /confidant
love interest?
maybe a love interest after 8 bottles of booze shared between us. She didn't write that. That was just me saying. Stephanie Kemp, she secretly requested one for me when it was my birthday a little while ago, so I'd like to return the favour. Her birthday is Sunday, March 10, but as there's no podcast then, I would accept the Friday prior. So
done.
Thank you for telling me how to schedule my podcast shout-outs. I haven't done this before. Okay, I totally forgot like 3 last week, but that's all right. She said we live in Sidmouth, Devon. Well, that's where Steph will be living. That's where she lives on her birthday. Stinky hippies, drunken shavs invade the town every year. You know, they're the people that set the barrels of tar on fire and roll them down the street.
Crazy.
So it'd be great if you could give us a little podcast shout out for her. So very happy birthday, Stephanie, who is a regular international correspondent via Facebook and Twitter. And finally today, Matthew Herbert writes, good morning. My name is Matthew Hernandez Herbert. I may have given him a middle name. It just felt like it should be done. And I've already had a podcast shout out, but I would like to now have one for my missus.
Okay.
Her name is Alia Gargam.
Yeah.
Alia Gargam? Alia Gargam. Sounds like a Harry Potter spell. Leah Gargum. And then, I don't know what Harry Potter spelled it is now. I've been telling her about the podcast for ages. Recently she gave it and had a listen. Now she will listen regularly.
Oh, welcome along. Welcome to the family.
Yes, how do I? Pull up a pew. She's off work Friday the 8th, so it'd be cool to give her a shout out for then. She'll be bouncing around the flat when she hears it. I don't know, is that a medical thing or
bouncing?
Is that why she needed to take the day off work because that's her bouncing
I hope there
day?
aren't people living underneath if you're upstairs.
Oh,
too much.
inconvenient. She said he says you have to please give it to her in your thickest New Zealand accent. Well, I think that kind of goes without saying that she's been hearing it the whole podcast. Happy birthday to you, Ollie Ogogum. He said, I've been trying to convince her we should move to New Zealand and never come back to the UK. Thank you very much if you've convinced her with the shout out. And
yeah, come over.
Yeah.
Because most of us live in Australia.
Well,
so
yeah.
We've kind of got like a deficit.
Well, and we probably owe England a couple of nights. Like if you guys come stay, we send a lot of drunken New Zealanders your way. So
we do,
we'd probably more than happily have a couple back just sort of
Easy.
keep it all fair. Those are our international podcast shout outs for today. If you would like one, hit us up on our Facebook page.
Fletch and Vaugh, The Edge.
Live from the bank, and the only pen left on the chains is out of ink. Of course it is. It's Fletch and Vaugh's Desk of News.
Welcome to the Desk of News, March the 8th, 2013. Well, whoever is keeping count of Germans hurting themselves while hiking in New Zealand, add another to your tally. Germans, renowned for their precision engineering, their meticulous modern financial sector, and not being able to come to New Zealand without attempting to kill themselves. Germans. But as this helicopter rescue pilot explains, what exactly did this German woman fall into?
It's quite amazing that she should have such a fall and end up in a crevasse and still be as okay as she did, which is that's what's amazing.
She fell into a carafe of water, guys. That is amazing. That's if you don't know what a carafe is, it's like a vase that you drink water out of. Even if it was a big carafe, she must have been lubed right up to slip straight into that carafe. And how did she not break the carafe?
Yeah.
It must have been like some sort of flexible plastic.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm just being... She didn't fall into a carafe. She fell into a cravat, one of those fancy tie things, which even then, very lucky not to give herself some like rope burns or like broke it. Hold on, a crevasse is what she fell into, which is a large crack in a glacier. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
A lot more sense, I suppose. A rescue expert joins us now. She spent the night down there. How would her night down the crevasse in the glacier been, in your expert opinion?
Obviously an unpleasant night. So she's cold and in a bit of pain, of course.
Wow, that's about the worst expert opinion I've ever heard in my life. That's not telling me anything that a 4-year-old couldn't have. Timmy, a woman fell down an icy hole. How do you think her night would have been? An icy hole? It would have been cold and she would have been sore. Congratulations, Timmy. You're a rescue expert now. Here's your rope and your headlamp and your pickaxe. Don't hit any kids with that pickaxe. Timmy went on to hit 8 kids with that pickaxe before it was revoked. Now it's time for news that's not really news.
A British study has linked processed meat like bacon, sausages and ham to heart disease and cancer.
Said no one, because surely everybody knows you can't just gobble up all the sausages and bacon, right? Right. Maybe not. Even this Juno reporting on this story knows it's not a real news story, though.
Deep down, we all knew it. Bacon, sausages and other processed meats are bad for us.
Well, that's that news report done us then. Thanks to the 500,000 people around Europe that took part in the study that told us what we already knew. Money well spent, University of Bacon and Sausages. But is there a solution to this bacon and sausages? Is there a solution to this problem? Well, this guy reckons he's got one. But listen, because this is a Rubik's Cube of a solution. It is the most confusing sentence I've ever heard in my life.
We've got to produce less animals, actually. If we want to eat less processed meat, that means having less animals, because the processed meat is what's left over from those who have eaten the beef. That's the problem. The supply chain isn't matching what we need to do for health and the environment.
Surely we need more animals, so we're all eating prime cuts of meat.
Yeah.
Because less animals will just meaning we're eating more sausages made of their faces, buttholes, hooves and tails, right?
I guess so.
So surely more animals is the answer. And finally today, one of our senior correspondents here at the Desk of News, Hayley Jacobson, it's a soft J, had a little trouble comprehending just how much money the police had claimed back from drug lords.
57-year-old Stephen Gray must hand over to the Crown $2.7 million loan.
That's a lot of money.
Today's episode of the Desk of News was brought to you by homeschooling, where your mum is your teacher and your cardigan is your BFF.
The Fletch and Vaughan podcast. Fletch and Vaughan.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the show. Fletch and Vaughan.
Megan's got some watermelon. Do you want a piece?
No, I don't.
Well, no, if there's not enough for the whole class, Megan, I'm going to have to ask you to put that back in your bag.
Yeah.
And if I find seeds spat on the floor, I know who to point a finger at.
No, I ate the seeds.
Hey.
I'm going to be even more disappointed with Megan when you find out what she said about Adele.
It's the truth. I stand by what I said.
The Grammys are on today. She said she looks like a lamp.
She does.
A lamp!
The dress is horrible.
A lamp!
It's like red lace and it goes out like, it's horrible. Everyone's like, oh, she looks beautiful. Her face does.
What, a touch lamp or a flick lamp?
Like an old granny lamp.
Because I always struggle to find the little bit to like, you put your hand up under it and then you're trying to find the little thing knobs to turn it on.
And then you touch the hot bulb.
Oh, my.
The Fletch and Vaughan podcast.
The big news that everybody's gone all crazy over today is Peter Jackson, filmmaker and cigarette brand ambassador, went shopping. What different one is it?
That's just a coincidence. His name's also Siggy.
Is that? No, I don't think it is. That can't be a coincidence. Is it?
No, it's a coincidence.
That's how we got his money to make the movies.
Sure.
Agree to disagree. He went shopping in Masterton with Kate Winslet, star of...
If this was the 1st of April... I think this was the biggest prank, because there's a photo of him in his, well, I was going to say, in his bare feet, just walking along the street, and Kate Winslet's
I think he prefers to call them as hobbits.
They're just walking along a street in Masterton in bare feet. I love that.
But it's Masterton. No one wears shoes in Masterton.
And so he's here with his daughter, and Kate Winslet's here. She's got a bag from Pagani, where apparently she spent $300.
I think you'll find that's an Italian label, and it's Pagani.
Pagani. Is that said right, Megan?
I think it's just Pagani.
It said like, no, I remember now. It said like Panini, right, but with a G. Pagani.
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 Right. Megan's screwing up her face.
I'm just...
Pagani. Pagina. Pagina.
Yeah,
Pagina, that's how it's said.
It's an odd place for Kate Winslet to be shopping. Let's just say that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, all right then. Ooh la la.
I don't know. She's got
okay,
all
we
the
all
money
can't
in the
afford
world.
glaçons. What's Pagani?
Pagani.
Shopping at Pagani.
Why? I don't know. They have lots of like...
you said just before. Why don't you say what you said just before? Don't back down to the old chicken now.
Well, no, I thought it was for younger girls. Like, well, I'm not having Kate Winslet now, but like...
She's older.
She's 37.
Is that all?
And looks totes amazing.
She does look great.
So at least you've got something nice to say about someone for a change.
Fletch and Vaughan, The Edge.
Well, over the weekend at work, there was a brazen theft.
Yeah. Well, look, to give you a little bit of the backstory, Fletch and I worked meticulously, and
around the clock.
There was sweat on our brow.
There were meetings. There were business meetings.
I was wearing a bow tie.
Yeah,
there were
I took a briefcase.
Yeah, I had a folder.
I'm going to stand up for all the promo people that are rolling their eyes at you right now.
What did they do?
You did nothing.
We got a corporate sponsor for the show. Tip Top. Thanks, Tip Top.
Welcome on board, Tip Top. In fact, we are going to take some calls soon, and one random winner will win some cash and some Tip Top goodies soon. But
because of that hard work we did to get Tip Top as a corporate sponsor for the show.
So now what they did is the lovely people at Tip Top brought in one of those Tip Top freezers. You know, like you go to them to the dairy.
Yeah.
And there's one of those in the office, and we can just have pretty much everything in there.
Yep.
Like there's everything. Yeah, there's
Memphis
fruit
meltdowns,
juice,
jelly tips,
even the grapefruit fruit juice. So
and those little buckets.
And there's the little
crammers, is that what they were called? Crammers, and one of the flavours was cream donut.
Jelly donut.
Jelly donut.
So hang on, you had that over the weekend.
How many?
How many did you take? Are you the... So there was an email that went around work, and it said, the Tip Top freezer's here. Help yourself.
Now, in this industry, that's unwise words.
You should
help
say,
yourself.
Take one and leave some for the rest.
Limit one per day.
Don't be a pig, you shit.
So over the weekend...
That's really what it should have said.
Yeah.
So have one, don't be a pig, you shit.
And over the weekend, the entire freezer emptied out.
This reminds me of when I was working at Shell, Morrinsville.
Yeah.
Before it was Z.
Yeah.
Remember those many years ago? And the night shift guy got distracted by some people, and I don't know if this surveillance footage was legendary.
Okay.
But he got distracted by some people, and then the people cleaned out the chocolate bars, and they just wheeled the ice cream fridge out of the Shell and then stole it.
We've still got the fridge.
Yeah.
So if an email went out over the weekend that said, look, we know that we can access security swipe cards. We can know who came in or out. And all of a sudden, about half of them just reappeared in the freezer for today, but there's still like half missing.
It's serious though, because we had to all send in the numbers of our swipe cards.
It's even got a name. The investigation got a name. CS Ice Cream.
Brilliant.
CS Ice Cream.
Yep.
I liked it. I said the perpetrator we're looking for must be a cool dude. Yeah! Dude! Are you? You missed it on the radio. I put on my sunglasses.
Wasted on the radio.
Yeah!
So this is what I want to know this afternoon. Have you ever stolen something and then put it back, or tried to put it back?
Tried to get it back.
Maybe
it was putting it back that got you busted.
Exactly, Matt. Or you got away with it, or maybe you had to buy the same thing to replace stolen.
No way, you're like the classic minibar switcheroo. If you're staying at a hotel and you come home at 3 o'clock in the morning, no questions asked, you might have had a couple of alcoholic beverages. You want to eat the packet of peanuts, and then you look at the price in the morning and you're like, $8, I've got to nip down to a convenience store and replace it.
Yeah. So let's take some calls. 0800 Edge. When have you been busted putting back something you've stolen, or did you get away with replacing something that you'd stolen?
Yeah, classic switcheroo.
We still don't know if it's Megan.
It's not me. It's not.
I just gave
Would you let us go and go to your house and look in your freezer?
Yes. There's none in my freezer.
Do you have a Joseph Fritzl type freezer hidden under the floorboards of your house?
No.
Oh, not the one.
No, I stole them on Saturday and sold them down the road.
Some text messages. Whenever I house sit for my neighbours, it usually costs me half of what they pay, as I always end up eating all of their food and have to replace it. After the first time, though, I took a picture at the beginning and then just have to go make sure that the picture looks the same.
So just stuff some peas under and just elevate the other.
Elevate it up, or, replace some crucial items. Red always catches the eye.
If you're house sitting, though, you should be allowed to just take a few fish fingers out of the freezer.
Yeah, but you don't want to come home from a holiday and all your onion soup and reduced cream dip options are gone.
Sure.
You come home, you're like, oh, I've got some chips, I wouldn't mind some dip. And you can't because it's been swagged in a bag.
Sure.
Somebody else said, my boss bought the team a thank you cake for doing overtime work. It was left in the fridge and it was to be had for morning tea. It was stolen before anyone could have any. A stern office-wide email. The cake turned up the next day in the fridge again with sorry written on it. And I say,
oh.
So the same cake or a different cake?
Well, I don't know. It looked exactly the same, but it had sorry written on it. And I say, dun, 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 dun.
We could probably trace that icing to a signature. Yeah, we could put it in your handwriting analysis.
Yeah, track it right, unless they had the person in the shop do it. And then there'll be a paper trail of finances.
There'll be an invoice.
I'll get onto it. Wait a minute, I don't have any of the details. I just got a little carried away.
You did. 0800 Edge, Diane, what happened?
Well, I was a temp coordinator for an employment agency, and one of my temps that I put out into a bank. So, stole a couple of thousand.
Okay.
And, so I took it home with her and then decided that it wasn't a very good idea that she should do that. So she took it back the next day and tried to put it back into the vault. But unfortunately, the police had been called in by then, and she wasn't allowed to. So she actually said, her response to the whole thing was they actually charged her, and I told her that I was unfortunately couldn't put her out on any more temp assignments. And her response was, well, I don't know why they put my desk so close to the bank vault.
Really, if she took it back, pay the interest and a little bit of fees, it's just exactly like a bank loan, just minus the paperwork.
Pretty much, eh? Hey, thanks for your call. Wait there, we'll hook you up with a little something, all right?
Yeah, right, thank you.
0800 The Edge. Alex, you, what happened? What was the crime? You witnessed one.
I caught somebody trying to, from a certain fast food restaurant, trying to stuff fresh cooked chicken patties down his pants.
Because nothing... Wow.
Because he was hungry.
Right, okay. So
for later.
Did he have 2 pairs of underpants on and he went between the undies with the chicken patties? Because you wouldn't
I don't know. My investigation didn't go that far.
Right, you didn't get down to the undies.
No, but he tried to put them back into the tray, and that's when he almost got one in his burger.
I'm glad you haven't told us what fast food restaurant, and I do not want to know. Don't. I'm glad, because now we can all live in ignorant bliss and continue to eat our chicken fillets without worrying about if they've been on someone's genitals or not.
Marty from the Edge Night Show has just come in. Marty,
hello. Would you say we're good to you?
Yeah, you always look after me.
Would you say that when we get something that we'll always give you option?
Yeah, you always
having it or eating it if it's something we don't want to eat.
Yeah, you always do. You always say, "Do you want one?"
Okay, so why steal our ice cream, Marty? Marty, why did you steal the ice cream?
Well, no, I stole the VNC, but I didn't steal the ice cream.
Right.
So I am trying things up, but yeah, I'm not the ice cream stealer.
You're stealing from the other fridge. That's fine. We're not.
free to go.
Yep, that's not our fridge.
They taste good though. I had 3 ice creams. That's not stealing, is it? That's just abusing.
Is that a
But
day?
didn't you think maybe no one stole ice creams? Everybody just had like half a dozen. Because I think if we actually went around and tallied up how many ice creams, because out there before someone was like, I didn't steal any, but I did eat 4. And as, like I said, I've eaten 5.
Well, I had 3 on Friday.
So let's start.
There you go. All right.
I'm pretty sure
There's no thief. We're all just fatties.
we are living a life of luxury.
We certainly are. So we want to know, because the email did go out over the weekend, Marty, when you were working on Sunday night, did you see anybody carrying in boxes of Tip-Top product?
No, I didn't know. So,
because mysteriously, the freezer just reappeared half full after the email.
Well, yeah, the cleaners didn't bring anything in. They just take stuff out. Maybe it's the cleaners.
Boom, they brought in their black
I feel
plastic
sorry
bags.
for cleaners because they always get blamed.
Yeah.
And they looked hungry.
Although one time we did have cleaners stealing from us, so it's hard to know which way to go on that one now. All right, 0800 Edge, we want to know when you've been busted putting something back that you've stolen. Maybe you got away with it, but maybe you had to buy the replacement.
Maybe it was taking it back that got you caught. Somebody said I worked at a hot pool as a lifeguard for a year. Every morning I'd help myself to a V-Black and a bumper bar. However, every week I would buy a family pack and replace them. No one ever cottoned on to my scheme.
Well, that's okay, isn't it?
It's convenient.
Why not just go to the supermarket and buy a family pack and then just put it in your bag?
Because you could forget.
Well, get more organised.
Well, no, these criminals aren't overly organised people. But somebody said that they didn't. Now, this is not something I'll approve, but they, the SPCA snack box.
Oh, no.
They use it like a short-term food loan. They'll be like, oh, I really need some chips. Eat the chips, and the next day replace the chips.
Kittens get put down when you do that. Don't do that. They do because they don't have enough money.
Yeah, well, they're not making any money off it, are they?
Yeah.
It's just using it like a short-term, no-interest food loan. It's actually quite clever.
0800 The Edge, let's take some calls. Kayla, what happened?
My mum me and my mum stayed in a motel, and then I stole a toaster without her knowing.
Okay, what?
A toaster?
Yeah, a toaster.
How many slices was it, Kayla?
It was a 4 slice.
Okay, I can see why you went there. I wouldn't steal a 2 slice, but
what kind of hotel has a 4 slice toaster? That's...
It was a family unit.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Did they not have that on a chain?
No.
Because normally they have that expensive stuff on a chain, don't they?
What hotels do you stay at?
What, everything's on a chain at the hotels I stay on, Megan.
The YMCA, yep.
Yeah.
And then me and my sisters had to go back because my mum got charged, and I looked at the receipt and she didn't really click onto it. So me and my sisters went back, and we had to go to the same unit and put this toaster back.
What, so Mum still got charged for the toaster because you snuck it back in, but Mum never noticed?
No, yeah, Mum didn't notice, but then they, my sister actually told them that it was my little younger brother.
Blame the younger one.
Blame the infant.
Classic.
Classically blaming the one that can't be charged.
Coming from older brothers, it really is. It's a classic move. 0800 The Edge, Emily, what happened?
Well, I borrowed $50 out of my dad's coin box and like 10 cents and everything, and then on payday I went and got a $50 note exchanged into the exact amount that I had stolen.
Yep.
And he caught me at the bank.
So you were getting it in coins to then just slot back into his piggy bank?
Yeah, I was.
So what, did you just crumble when he was like, what do you need this many coins for?
Yeah, because I had to ask him to drive me to the bank as well, and then I was like, busted. It was terrible.
You should have said you had a lot of wishes you wanted to make at a local fountain, and that's why you had to get such small denominations of cash.
Damn, I never thought of that one.
Yeah. Or you felt in a particularly generous mood, buskers that day. Wow.
Well, his coin box was looking a bit empty, so I had to replace it.
Good accordion playing, good sir. $2 for you.
I just would have asked for an extra $5 interest and grounded you for a week if I was dad. Yeah.
Then that's how Dad starts out his loan shark business.
I was 20, so I shouldn't have even done this first place.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Hey, Emily, wait there. We'll hook you up with a little something.
0800 The Edge, Owen. This is a classic, sort of a classic caper, really, isn't it? So explain what happened to your mates.
Well,
Yeah, they wanted some paving tiles, and there's a traffic island getting built, so they pulled up at night time with a trailer and started loading up all their pavers. And, yeah, cop drove past, and so they ended up just started throwing them back off, and then the cop just pulled back up and said, "Oh, hey, mate, you can't leave those there." And their excuse was, "Oh, we had some at home, so we thought we'd just dump them back." And the cop told them, "No, load them up and get them out of here."
Fletch and Vaugh, The Edge.
I've just clicked on...
You are a dickhead!
I've just clicked on one of these, you know, there's problems at the moment with Extra email and Yahoo. Well, I've just
Are they together now? Are they buddies, Extra and Yahoo? I remember when they were fierce competitors.
They're in bed.
Are they?
I think it's the same, yeah. But have you been getting a lot of spam today?
No, over the weekend I got a lot from people who I haven't heard of. But now that you mention it, it's actually, they were all Yahoo accounts.
Well, this one that I opened was and it's just a link to a website, and I accidentally clicked it because you get so many emails, and I was just like, yeah, what is this? Okay, click, no. And then I was like, oh, damn it.
God, but it's like, hey, and the subject, then it's like, $, exclamation point, hashtag. And then it's like a link underneath that. What were you thinking, clicking the link?
No, there was no text. It was just a link, and I was like, oh, I wonder what this is.
Megan, would you click the link?
No, as soon as there's
wow.
a link.
Wow, that's how low you've sunk.
Even
Megan,
if it's from a legit source, if I see that it's got a link, I'm like, can't be bothered. Click out.
Oh, so it's laziness that stops you from clicking links, not the fact that it could be spy bots.
See, I'm always careful on Twitter, because, you know, there's a lot of that on Twitter with the fake links, and you click it and then they have your password and
then
stuff.
you get a message going, check out what this person's saying about you on a blog.
Oh, my God.
No, one time I was someone was like, they're saying really nasty things about you.
They have a video of you too.
Yeah. It gets me every time.
I was going to click that, but I was like, who's talking about me on a blog?
I know, and I was like,
nothing
where did
better
they get
to
a
do.
video? I was really confused.
You were worried, where did they get that video, is what you were thinking of. There are videos in circulation. I just wonder how this person got one.
Well, I think if you are with Yahoo or Extra, might just pay to be careful.
I actually would prefer
those links.
if from now on when you are referring to Yahoo, you actually say it as per...
the ad.
As per how the punctuation would... You know, it's got an exclamation mark.
It does have an exclamation mark at the end.
Yahoo! Yahoo! Extra and Yahoo are working on it, apparently.
So, but I think it's even worse, like, say, because I just opened that link, nothing happened, because... But if you were opening that from your Yahoo or your Extra account, then they could have your password, they're saying.
Have you still
be careful.
Have you still got the email?
No, I deleted it. So it's gone away now, right?
Oh, hold on, I've got one from yesterday. I'm going to click it. Hey, go to IT. Get to it.
Well, what happens when you click it?
Workathomefree11.com.
Oh my God.
What it says that.
Yep, no, I've signed up to this. Give them Megan's credit card.
I've always wanted to work at home.
You can earn so much more money at home.
Really?
This one says minlawfirm.com. So I'll click on that one too.
Oh, no, law.
That's workathomefree12.com. I've got to try to get to work at home. I found another one. Who are these people, by the way? Can you remember a Carl Bernard? Not the guy that was Nick on Shaw Street.
I think if they've sent you an email, it can just be in their address book, and that's why you've got it.
No, this one's Work at Home Free 8.
Maybe just
Cats. This one's called Cats for Christ.
Oh, you can say...
I'd click on that. Silly cats going to church. What are you doing there? Oh, they're lapping at the holy water. Get out of here.
Fletch and Vaugh on The Edge.
There is a 130-year-old light bulb that still goes in Britain. This woman, I don't even know, why didn't she can't bring this out of the cupboard when it was 125 years old?
Yes,
I'm saving it until it's 130. Before that, people won't be interested in a light bulb that's lasted so long.
So what? Oh, and it still goes?
Yep. It's pretty mega, though. Like, the glass is hand-blown. Like, that's how old it was. This is one of those, you know when you go to those hippie fairs, you know?
The Fletch and Vaugh podcast.
Fletch and Vaugh.
Hello, good afternoon, Fletch and Vaugh. Welcome to the show.
Oh, I've got my I Told You So all ready to go when this ends in a draw.
This cricket
at Eden
game?
Park, this cricket game, because it's going to be a big fat I Told You So. They've played 3 lots of... So technically they've played 15 days of cricket and no one's the winner.
Or
that's a ridiculous waste of time.
Or we could get 3 wickets and win.
If we win, I'll be pleased because we've won.
Yep.
But if we draw, I'll be pleased because I can really just like,
I've just come from the ground before I watched the first morning session before the show. And do you know, on the big screen at Eden Park, there's a number. You can dob in people if they're being rowdy and abusive to you. And I was talking to some people next to us, and they said, as a joke, they were at a cricket game once, and they text their mate sitting next to them, said, oh, he's being racially abusive to me. And they just came and they kicked him out. Really? And they were like, oh, we were just kidding. It's just my mate. He's like, nope, you're coming with us. This is apparently zero tolerance for fun or racial abuse, which I guess that's a good one.
Because when I think of cricket, I always think of just out-of-control hooligans.
Yeah.
Who want to go and sit down and do nothing for 5 days in a row. I always imagine it's just old people reading a book or doing some knitting and listening to it on the radio as they watch the cricket.
That was what most of it was.
I'd dob them in for aggressive knitting.
Fletch and Vaugh, The Edge.
I know that cricket normally is quite boring, but we're about to win something.
Well, let's not.
So we can talk about it.
Let's not count our black caps before they get out LBW. Is that a good
that doesn't
thing?
apply in this case because they're not batting.
What about? Oh yeah, no, okay. So they're bowling. Let's not count our black caps until they've dropped all their catches. Is that a thing?
Well, they have dropped a couple today.
So that's a thing then.
It could, yeah. It
so
could
that
be
was
a thing.
Classic cricket chicken analogy crossover.
We need to get 3 more wickets, and then we've won the first Test series against England for ages.
There's 3 at each end. Why don't they just grab them? No, I know that.
You know how to.
I'm just baiting you, mate. I know a little bit about bloody. Don't worry about me with your referees and your umpire business.
Actually went along this morning before the show,
right,
and I had to leave at lunchtime, so I could be there right now, witnessing sporting history. But I had to come back and push the buttons.
This is when it was because I heard Ian Smith saying that last time we beat them, he was playing.
I know that's how much of a big deal
that's like 40 kilograms ago. at the very least. Like 29 years.
It's a long
that a
time.
thing? Since we beat them in a test series.
In New Zealand.
New Zealand. But we... hold on, what do I want to say about cricket? No, nothing.
You actually wanted us to lose or draw so that you could prove your point that cricket's that boring.
Well, I'm just if we do draw, it would perfectly prove my point, because isn't this the... That's what I was going to say. Isn't this the third game, but the first 2 have been draws?
Yes.
So we only have to win 1 of 3 to win?
Yes.
Okay. God, thank God it's not first to 3. That could take 10 years.
Good. That could take a long time.
Another draw. Oh, it's another draw.
Right, well, you know, if we do this, it'll be something to get pretty excited about.
Why? What do we get?
We get to say that we won.
But it's not like a World Cup or anything.
No.
I'm not getting excited then.
Fletch and Vaugh, The Edge.
One thing you'll notice as you start to get older, I mean, we're not like prehistoric or anything, but when people are younger than you and they're having real success, like
you're like, you little shit.
Little bastard, wait your turn. I've been on this earth for 5 years longer than you. So I want that.
So this kid is 17.
This one's really got me because he's not even in his 20s. It's not like he's in his late 20s. It's not like he's been sitting on an idea and perfecting it for 10 years. He's just, I don't know if he came up with this or what, but he's a 17-year-old kid, and 2 years ago he was like, oh, I might bloody invent an app for smartphones, and it's kind of like, it'll sort news by topics. It'll have keyword searches. There's a couple of logarithms in there. Maybe that's why I'm not rich, because I don't know what the bloody hell that is or how to make one.
And you've used this app. You've downloaded it.
I have. Because I've heard the story and I haven't heard the name of the app. And then I'm like, oh no, I've helped.
You've helped make him successful.
Oh no, guys, I've helped make a 17-year-old a multi-millionaire.
So 17, and he sold Sumley the app to Yahoo, and the details of the deal are not disclosed, but people have put it at about $30 million US. 17! And that's not even like 30 million New Zealand. That would be like, what, nearly 40, I guess?
It'd be getting close there, yeah. But hey, what can you do with 30 million? What can you do with 40 million you can't do with 30?
God, do you think Mum would be like, do not spend that all at once on lollies?
I just don't think when I was 17, I never had any money, but what would I have spent it on? Like a...
Mad Jacks?
I think I got... No, at 17, nah.
Christoph.
Nah, I just would have been like double browns. But then I could have afforded to purchase a nicer beer.
I know.
Nothing against the Dazza but it's not exactly a high rollers.
No.
High rollers drink. You don't see them drinking that at the big casino tables, do you? No. I would have bought myself a couple of Green Day T-shirts. I don't know. What do you do with that?
Isn't it ridiculous?
I would have probably blown a lot of money on Pokemon-related paraphernalia, but it was the late 90s when I was 17. Hey, what were you supposed to do? I love Squirtle. It was a great choice as a starter Pokemon.
That's what I would have done, actually, a lot of Pokemon stuff. But they wouldn't have even dented it, eh?
No, I know. That's I don't.
17. It's just ridiculous.
I'm even thinking about now what I'd spend that money on. I'm pretty, like, I don't know, buying a house. Yeah, you'd buy a house, but then, I don't know, maybe it'd be best just to
spend it on lollies.
Exactly. Or it'd be best just not to think about it because I'm never going to have $30 million. And it's depressing when you think about some 17-year-old with $30 million being like, now what am I going to spend this money on? Oh, so many things. I might ask that girl out that I like that always denied me, but now I've got $30 million. Let's see her turn me down now. That's
people
amazing.
Would just be like, oh, I hope he gets a drug habit.
And no, but that's the thing, he can afford good drugs. That's another thing. He's not even doing like the scummy drugs like P. He's doing like he'd probably fly to Colombia and pick up some like cocaine straight off the assembly line.
Fletch and Vaugh, The Edge.
I'm just reading a story that feels like a PR sort of like, how amazing are we with our camera cases? It feels like it might be some sort of like...
No, you're just very cynical, Vaughan, so you can't see something for what it is. An amazing coincidence.
Okay,
or
Taylor,
amazing feat.
Okay, Taylor Swift, calm down. Get all romantic on it. But it does seem too good to be true. In 2007, these people, this is the story as it pans out. How would you like the story told? Would you like it told sort of in a chronological as it happened?
Right.
Ending now, or as it unfolded?
Oh,
I'll tell you as it unfolded.
Okay.
So a man that works for a Taiwan airline, China Airlines, based out of Taiwan, was going for a stroll along the beach, and he finds this camera.
Right.
And he's like, well, this looks like it's, seen better days. And he takes it home and opens the case, and it's all still sweet as inside. It had one of those waterproof cases on it, and he took the memory stick out and put it in, and was like, wow, these photos look quite old. And they were dated 2007. Now, we only just found these.
So this is 5 years ago?
Yeah, well, over 5 years ago. And then he found out photos of the boat, the big boat that they'd been on, and he's like, what's that boat? Googled the name on the side, and he's like, that's the biggest bloody catamaran in Hawaii.
Right, okay.
And it was on this date. Yep. And this is the person. So he contacts them. Yep. They go back through their guest register, because if you're taking people on a boat, you have to keep a list of them in case a couple of them fall over.
Yep.
And then they're like, oh, yep, okay, we've got that. Got their details, got their contact, contacts the person, says, did you drop a camera overboard in 2007? And this woman, Lindsay Crumley, is in Georgia. She's like, I did, yes. It was in Hawaii in 2007. And now she's been given a round trip on China Airlines to fly.
So is that why you think it's a PR stunt?
Well, it feels like a PR stunt for the airline and also the people that did the camera cases.
Although you haven't mentioned the brand of camera case. So it sounds like if it is PR, it could be for the airline.
For the airline.
But
it washed from Hawaii to Taiwan.
That's possible, isn't it? That's more than possible.
Well, I'm guessing hundreds of digital cameras are lost into the ocean every year. Or into a river or anything. So one or two of them have to show up.
Those cases are really expensive. They can be as expensive as the camera.
Well, worth
body
it,
sometimes. Well, in this case, yes.
That one, it had barnacles and everything all over all the buttons. That's how watertight it was. Barnacles were growing on it.
And the SD card still worked.
Yes.
That's amazing.
I know. Imagine if they'd taken out the SD card and then, like you did, put it into the CD drive. That was it. It survived 5 years in the ocean, but put it in a dickhead's fingers for 2 seconds and it's in the CD drive.
To be honest, you'll find Mac have redesigned that. And they've put the SD card in the back, not next to the CD drive.
Well played.
Because people like me kept doing that.
Well played,
didn't they?
Apple, because that was a foolish design flaw.
Here's something that would be interesting to know. Have you ever given up on something that you've lost, and then ages later, it's made its way back to you? Because this is 5 years. You would just have written this camera off as soon as you got back from the trip, from the boat. How many
megapixels was the average camera in 2007? I remember 2007 was the year I went to Canada and I bought a brand new digital camera. And I spent quite a bit of money on it, and it was 9 point something megapixels.
Now, like, that's just a standard smartphone, eh?
Yeah, exactly. That's what the back of your phone's got. Wow. But this happened to me all the time. I used to see photos and be like, oh, what happened to that T-shirt? And I just write it off as lost.
Yep.
You know, and then I'd move or I'd pull the drawer out a little bit too far, and the drawer would come all the way out and then nestled in behind the drawer
Right.
Was the T-shirt.
Was that T-shirt.
Now, sure, that's not floating
sure?
across at random the majority of an ocean. You know,
But
riding the tidal currents.
But a lot of people do find stuff later and then do some detective work and can track down the owner. I think there'd be some great stories out there. So we'll take some now. 0800 Edge. You can text us to 3343. When you've given up on something lost and it's ended up making its way back to you.
Lots of funny stories from people who have lost their partners and given up on them and then they've showed up again.
Like you're walking along the beach and there he is. He's just washed up. 2 years later.
He's rotten. He's dead. He's got a bit of rigor mortis.
Yep.
There's a crab climbing out of his empty eye socket, but he's there. And you can be like, found him.
And he realises he can't do much better, so he's come back.
He's a zombie. So, some text messages. Went to live in Fiji for half a year, left our cat with a friend. The cat ran away within a week. We got home half a year later, and a few months later, this cat just turned up, except it was 5 kgs lighter. So that was good. It went on a sort of it went on Extreme Makeover Cat Edition.
Yep.
And it's a better one. Biggest Loser cat. I lost my brand new smartphone, thought it was gone forever. 1.5 years later, my mum cleaned out her car and found it.
It'd be out of date by then, wouldn't it?
Very out of date, and probably have a flat battery in the first 2 minutes. That's how cooling it can't work. My house was robbed in mid-2012. They stole my laptop. I'd given up hope and got a new one. I got a message a few days ago from Apple saying it had been found with a GPS location. So I logged on, found it, called the cops. They went and got my laptop back. Took a year, but I got it back. I lost my dog. It disappeared for like 8 months, and then one day we just went out and the dog was just sitting at the front door. We were all just like, tripped out, bro.
The dog was like, where'd you go?
Buzzy ears. The dog was just like, don't ask. Long story. I don't have time for it. My brother lost his bike in Christchurch in 2006. I'm guessing this is a motorbike. Yeah. Because we got a phone call from the Hamilton police earlier this year. So 7 years later.
Wow.
It had been dumped at a park, and they traced us by the serial code on his bike.
7 years later?
Yeah. And they still had the number on file.
Would you be like, I've got to ride that all the way back?
I don't
It's
think...
a long way. I have to park it on the ferry.
Petrol, oil.
Yeah, you'd probably just ride it off. All right, 0800 The Edge. Cassie, you lost your engagement ring. How many years later did you get that back?
2 years, maybe 2.
Yeah. How did someone find you 2 years later? Had you left contact information at the place where you lost it?
Well, I still had the same number, so my old boss, we left on good terms and everything. Just rang me and said...
I thought you were going to say you had your phone number engraved on the inside of your engagement ring, which kind of kills the romance of it, but practicality, if you're going to be losing it a lot, that's a very handy number to have on the inside.
That's actually a very good idea.
Get it on the inside in Roman numerals, because they always look romantic, don't they, Roman numerals? It's just your phone number. But then...
but then some people are going to think you got married in 021 blah, 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 aren't they?
Yeah, true. Bit of a Tom Hanks Da Vinci Code, though. I'd like to sit down and solve that one. Somebody said that this is a text. My car got broken into, my handbag got stolen with all my gold jewellery in it that I'd taken off because I was playing sports.
Right.
10 years later, the council cleaned out the pond by my house, found my bag, the police returned it, it still had all the jewellery in it. So someone breaks in, got an attack of the guilt, threw it in a pond.
Or did they even know that there was jewellery in there? Probably just reached in for the purse.
And just threw it. I don't know. Checked it for money, didn't check the side pockets for jewellery.
And 10 years later.
10 years later.
That's
and the council
amazing.
cleaned out the pond by her house. Were they dredging for something else?
Probably for shopping trolleys.
Yeah, I've always wondered in urban ponds how often they do give them a little bit of a clean out.
Oh, you
like
find
the fish
heaps
pond.
of
Every
stuff.
now and then you have to empty Mum and Dad's fish pond, don't you?
My mum and dad never had a fish pond.
Do they?
No.
My dad, because he's a farmer, got some old troughs from down the farm, and that's their fish pond too. 2 troughs. And it looks a bit nicer than it sounds. It sounds very povo.
Well, it does.
That's not too, but I think you got the idea of Maggie's Garden World.
Right.
What's she doing now? I wish she'd go back to gardening, to be completely honest. Some other text messages in about things that you've lost and then found way later. I lost my brand new digital camera over the side while we were in a hot air balloon ride. Imagine that, just watching it go... You'd be like...
Or imagine...
Hope when it hits the ground it does a cloud of dust like Wile E. Coyote.
Or imagine you're just sitting there on your deck. And a camera falls in your head.
It starts raining Nikons.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, but they just written it off because it was in a paddock. Years later, they were contacted by a farmer who was out on his motorbike and just saw it in the paddock.
And it survived.
And the farmer went all CSI bloody...
Yeah.
CSI, urban, rural CSI on it and tracked down the owner. Someone said, bit of a boring story, which is always a great way to start a story.
Always back your story.
Guys, I've got a really boring story. Who wants that? Who can I interest in a boring story? When I was third form, my calculator was stolen from my bag at school, had my name engraved on it. Last month in seventh form, my teacher gave it back to me. Yeah, they were right, actually. That wasn't.
Well, I mean, that's still quite interesting. That still made it back to them, didn't it?
Bit of Sintan cost to celebrate.
Yeah, those weren't cheap because I remember I had to twist Mum's arm into buying me the most expensive calculator because I was really shit at maths, and it had all those symbols on it, and Sintan cos, and
Were you
M,
allowed to use
and C.
Because didn't you start doing maths in Form 2? Like,
no.
They were like, oh, don't even bother with them.
I know, I was still rubbish. I just turned my calculator upside down and I could do boobless and shell.
Couple of the old swear word. Some other text me. GoPros. A few stories about GoPros that have fallen off something, or somebody said they lost one at the mountain. They were filming some snowboarding and they dropped it in the snow and they were just like, need to find it. And then I guess the snow melted and it got washed down and someone found it and they got it back.
I imagine that walking up the slopes in summer of a ski field would be quite rewarding.
There'd be heaps of ciggies and muesli bar wrappers and like Powerade bottles.
Yeah, pretty much.
Amongst all that crap, there might be the occasional thing once or twice that you might
They
find.
still pick up a GoPro. That's like $500-600.
That'd be worth the walk. Well, depending on how steep it is. Somebody said they were on their boat when a storm hit and they were listening to the lotto numbers.
Yep. Right, okay.
You can see where this is going.
Yep.
And their lotto ticket, which was the winning lotto ticket, and they were apparently in international waters but still able to listen to the lotto broadcast on a radio, even though they say they're not sure what station they were listening to that broadcasts the lotto numbers live.
Right.
Anyway, the storm and the lotto ticket blew away because they were being, even though it was the winning lotto ticket, they were carrying it.
Yep, haphazardly.
And it blew away. Their dog then jumped overboard to get the lotto ticket to be lost in sea.